Shut up.
Bravo.
Fermez la douche.
Yes.
Baird Chevalier.
Good morning. Hello, and welcome to the Bob and Tom Show. Here we go. Yep. Christy Lee at the news desk. Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey,
Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold. Hello, Tom.
Hello. Thanks for joining us. One of those singers so
Hello, young lovers.
sparkly and delightful. You know why that is?
They're recorded?
Yeah, because they recorded this at like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're here. Christy, do you have a job interview today?
No.
You look so nice.
Well, thank you.
You've got that simple black dress on. So that's very, very nice. You ever see that commercial for Goodwill where the guy goes, the much sought after simple black dress.
Little black dress.
Whatever.
LBD, little black dress.
That's what it's called, LBD?
Yeah.
God, I can't keep up with all these initials.
Oh,
See, you, though, got it wrong.
I did. I stand corrected.
What did you want to call it? Simple black
Simple
dress.
black dress. What?
Simple little thing.
The notion is the same.
See, an SBD is already taken, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Simple black dress.
Not only do I stand corrected, if I said, hey, Christy, nice SBD,
I'd be like,
that'd give people the wrong idea.
Right.
And there's LDE, little dick energy.
What?
Yeah. That's like a guy that gives off kind of a little dick energy. He acts a little insecure, a little self-conscious.
What'd you look at me for?
I wasn't looking at you. I was just looking around. I was just looking around, Pat.
No, I looked at Pat. I was waiting for Pat to weigh in.
It may be short, but it's thin.
We had a interesting story yesterday, actually, about it's one of those non-story stories. The Institute for whatever, the Mr. Obvious Institute, they were going over all these studies about the size of the male member.
Oh, yeah.
And their conclusion was none of the data was really that accurate. But did you have a song about
They're
that?
great just the way you are, guys.
My friend, Pierre Hardon. Pierre, are you here?
While you get Pierre,
I'm already here. I'm in your hearts. I'm on your couch. I eat your cheese.
Okay, let me.
This is your wife, Tom.
Yes, you're the wife.
Well, how does it work again? This is your wife.
Urologists trying to study the importance of penis size found that there's not enough evidence to really draw any definite conclusion, so they basically wasted their time. Researchers tried to compile a comprehensive overview of the existing evidence on the association between men's penis size and their partner's sexual satisfaction. Some studies suggest penis size is not a significant factor in women's sexual satisfaction, while others found women preferred greater width over length.
And what was the phrase you just gave me, Willie? Was it LD?
Yeah, so there's BDE, big dick energy, and LDE, little dick energy.
Okay, so Dr. LDE Swanson
Yeah.
reports that.
I found it interesting that one of the studies found women preferred a larger penis size, particularly in terms of girth for one-night stands, compared to long-term partners.
Remember my theory on that. It's because they're drunk.
So they're numbed.
All right.
One-night stands, they're...
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you have any experience with this, Christy?
No.
Okay.
I've never had drunk sex in my life. What are you talking
No,
about?
I meant one-night stands.
Well, she's never done that either.
Of course
Apparently, judging by the cough, the gag, we'll just move on. I shouldn't ask. But anyways, I'm sorry.
I think most of us here have probably had a one-night stand, right?
I mentioned, once again, the study author, Dr. Tom Thumb, concluded that there is no evidence that... but now, Pat, I'm sorry, Pat's not in there. It's who is
Pierre.
Pierre Cardin. Cardin. I just choked on my own name.
Pierre Hardin.
Yes, Pierre Cardin. I sleep on your couch.
Pierre Cardin would be a real person. Pierre Hardin is a joke and funnier.
Much funnier.
Okay.
It is so early.
Monsieur Hardin,
It is a long
what have you got over there?
I have this for you. All women want is to be wooed. And we European men know how to do that. European men are so romantic. They'll wine and dine you all night long. They bring flowers, write poems, strum on a guitar. Outside your window singing pretty songs. European men know what they're doing. Whisper in your ear, that does the trick. American men will text at 2 a.m. and say, do you want to see a picture of my dick?
That's a good move. I didn't know you guys knew about that move, too. That's been my move for a year. It's a solid move.
Is it really?
Yeah, people. I mean, you know, sometimes I'd say 1 out of 10 times you're in for a nice treat.
Man, I've never had that.
If it works 1 out of that's good odds, right?
If 300 gets you into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you young kids.
I can remember sitting in this room with a certain comedian, and we were talking about the exchange of various photographs.
Talking about Tim Kavanaugh's dick pics again?
No.
No, we're talking about Greg Hahn's boob pics. I
meant you to say thank you. I was going to leave Mr. Hahn's name out of this. Remember this? We were sitting in a room,
yeah.
and he said, I bet I can get 2 of them in the next 5 minutes.
You were fascinated by that. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Because it just seems to me to be so crass. And
They're adults.
I thought that was going to be the reason, but
I have not ever sent a so-called dick pic.
Well, we're not surprised by that.
So unlike you.
Yeah.
First of all, I would need one of those extender arm things, but
Of course you would.
Selfie stick?
Josh, have you ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Recently?
Upon request. I've never sent an unsolicited one.
That's right. He doesn't do requests.
I only do requests. Yeah.
I'll close with this.
Now, do you put like a pencil or something in the area so there's a scale?
Why do you need
You
to
can
do
tell.
that?
You don't need to do that.
Golf pencil.
Oh.
For me.
Don't throw stones there, buddy.
Right?
Golf pencil. I was just curious. In any event, coming up, speaking of European men, coming up, an interesting survey.
About German men?
Yeah, about...
Why do they talk like these?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but fascinating study.
Fraulein!
A fascinating study about the difference between men in America and Germany and France, and something that we all do that they tend to do a little bit differently than we do. I thought that was really super interesting. You want to give me the sports teaser?
We've got a Western Conference finalist. Denver Nuggets move on to the NBA Finals. They dispatched LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers in Los Angeles. That wasn't any loss. That was an L.A. loss. 113-111. Nikola Jokic continues to tear it up. Another triple-double. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. LeBron James finishes with 40, 31 in the first half. It was the highest-scoring postseason half of his career, and he's now the oldest person passing Karl Malone to score over 40 points or higher in a playoff series.
But not enough.
And he had some interesting comments at the end of the game.
Oh, I bet.
We'll hear those.
Okay.
Kind of sad, so that sort of fits in with our show.
Coming up, we have a Gary Lewis and the Playboys update.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we sure do.
Why would we have that?
What
Is this
did
a new segment called Things?
I just say?
Kept me up last night wondering.
Well, we were talking
We
about
didn't
that
talk
yesterday.
about that today.
And we have a dog solution for me coming up. But right now, the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Getting caught up on what everyone else needs is a bit confusing right now. It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
You spend all your time giving. You got to make sure that you get yourself in shape. That's where therapy can be really helpful. And BetterHelp is something relatively new, but it's already worked for more than 1 million people. It can connect you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery. And what's interesting about this, it's all done online, not just hooking up with the therapist, but the therapy itself. Give BetterHelp a try. It may be good for you. Like I said, it's entirely online, so it's especially convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You will get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So look for that balance in your life. Going into therapy does not mean something is desperately wrong with you and it's a bad thing. No, it's actually a very good thing. BetterHelp may be for you. Visit BetterHelp.com/BT Show. That /BT Show thing will get you 10% off your first month. BetterHelp. H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show, and the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Coming up, we have a lot of interesting things in the news and some great letters from you. If you want to reach us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. And Christy, you want to give me one teaser?
One teaser. How about an iguana in your toilet?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
That'd be terrifying.
I'll pass. I don't want to playing, what is it, like the speed sack. No, thank you. Be right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
And a good Tuesday morning.
Indianapolis, believe it or not, at one point was the biggest manufacturer, housed the most car manufacturers anywhere. This was before Detroit took over. And Detroit ended up taking over because they were right on the Lake Michigan, and it was easier to get ore and steel and everything, the raw materials. For some reason, this was where cars manufacturers were. Well, they wanted a test facility. Carl Fisher, who owned Prestolite, and Prestolite was a big factory, and they made a bunch of different stuff, but one of them, they made headlights for automobiles, was his big deal. He ended up going on to develop Miami. He turned Miami into a vacation place, but he was one of the 4 founders. And they go, we need a place. Well, Speedway at that time, that was out in the country. And so they bought this property. How big are we going to make the track? And they're kicking it around. And they made the track 2.5 miles because that's what fit in the property they had bought. That's how that became, the property they had, it became 2.5 miles. And it was a test track. And they just started promoting it as the biggest and the best and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But that's where the Indianapolis 500 is where a lot of innovation took place for years, like brakes and shocks and tires and safety. Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the IndyCar Series have pioneered safety in automobiles. So how did it become the biggest and the best? I mean, just the daringness of the drivers, the innovation that took place, and again, the purses were always the biggest, and it was just where everybody from all over the world wanted to come.
Hey guys, Santino Ferrucci here, driving at the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Homes for Troops Chevrolet. We're here at the Indianapolis 500. We just want to give a shout out to Homes for Troops. They build custom housing for veterans that have fought, that have disabilities, and they pay for the whole house. They pay for all the monthly expenses. They really take care of our troops when they come back from fighting overseas. You know, it's such a great charity. More than 90 cents of every dollar does go to the charity. So it is a fantastic organization, one of the best you can donate to.
On the bass.
Yes.
Marcus, how are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Well, this bass player, he was having trouble finding a gig.
Mm-hmm. What a surprise.
Yeah. So he decides to take a part-time job in a funeral home.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So he's working with a funeral director, and they're late one night, and a local guy named Stanley Smith had just died. And he's there on the table in front of him, and they're just amazed at this guy's certain body part.
Oh.
It's incredible. It's astounding, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than any porno stars you've ever seen.
Wow.
So between the two of them, they decide this has to be saved for posterity.
Mm-hmm.
So they remove the body part. And well, who would know, right?
Right.
So they remove it and they stick it in this great big glass jar with formaldehyde. Well, the bass player decides he's going to take it home and show his wife. So he takes it home and he sets it on the table. He says, honey, come in here. You got to see this thing that I just brought back from the funeral home.
Yeah.
So she comes in and she takes one look at the jar and she goes, oh, my gosh. Stanley Smith is dead?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see why people flock to the airwaves to hear the fabulous show.
You don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead.
You guys want to grab lunch?
We can't go anymore.
Holy
That's
cow.
a good day's work, everybody.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I think the fetching the towel deserves a thank you. The one guy called in.
Thanks.
That, yeah.
Tossing the towel to you?
Sure. That deserves
Thanks.
a thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, but you don't want to do a thing where you come out with a hand towel and you go, oh, wait a minute, you probably want this one, and then you throw the
big wet towel. No, you don't.
Implying
What's something you were talking about earlier?
Stadium beers.
Your money shot you were saying was.
It's like 24 ounces.
So I don't know if this is with age, but I don't really have what you'd call a money shot. Mine just kind of quietly leaves the party. It's more of a will you take a check shot?
Kind of just slip out the side door.
Just kind of moseys out.
That is my favorite joke of the year. Just kind of quietly leaves the party.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And the announcer for the Super Friends, dead on too, by the way. I don't know who that guy was.
Yeah, he was the guy who was after Ted Knight. Ted Knight did the original ones.
Right.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, Jackie and Sarah and Monroe, get ready. Aquaman, I want you on the golf course in 5 minutes. Chop, chop.
Hey, Superman, you're going to free bowl of soup with that hat or what?
Talk to the judge.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
He's over there in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Chickster.
Hey, man. There's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. Got a special edition of this show coming your way on Friday. Be a little bit of a surprise, perhaps. It'll be fun. Looking forward to that, certainly. We have a lot to get to today, including quite a bit of mail.
And a short time to get there.
Yesterday, I described a certain dilemma that I've been having, and I received a lot of letters about this. In my new house, I'm in more of a normal neighborhood than I was in before, if you will.
So people everywhere.
Yeah, so when you walk the dogs, you have to take those bags and you pick up their poop as they go. And so every time I get back to my house after walking the dogs, I usually have a couple of these bags. Well, I was putting them in the garage and they started to stink. So I put a can outside by the air conditioner. And that's stinking even more with the warm weather. And I asked what I should do about this. And I received several suggestions. One was buy a mini freezer and put it all in the freezer. And I guess...
And plainly label said mini
yes,
freezer.
Of course. Yeah. But I think it costs isn't it like $25 a month to have a freezer just sitting there on all the time?
How much?
Like $25 a month or something?
I think you can swing that.
I was going to say, I think you can handle that.
Just for a poop fund? That seems a little bit...
How much do you think you're spending in poop bags?
Oh, I buy those, literally buy... They're $200 in a carton.
Yeah.
But you'd still have them in the bag, though.
Yeah.
You're not just going to put the dump in the freezer.
Well, that
wait
even
a second.
better.
Thank you for clarifying that. There's something called a diaper genie that one would think I would know about, but I didn't.
I cannot believe you never had one of these.
That's what everyone says to get. There's also one especially for dog poop. The same thing. So, and that's some kind of a confined... What is it, like a canister that holds it and keeps the odor on?
And it has a deodorized liner in it. Yeah.
Here we go. This comes to us from Derek. He writes, I have the perfect solution for your dog poop dilemma, Tom. Put the poop in a paper bag. Place the bag on Chick McGee's doorstep, set it on fire, ring the doorbell, and run away.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I never saw the beauty in that practical joke until I was in my 20s. When I figured, oh, well, they see something on fire on their porch. They're going to try to stomp it out. Ergo, having their feet covered with crap. I didn't even know about that part.
Hot flaming.
Yeah.
I think you should do this to Chick because you live a considerable distance from Chick. So you'll have to get in the car with lighter fluid, with a bag of poop, with a lighter, and you're going to spill the poop all over your car. Your car's going to light on fire. It'll be the funniest day in the world if you try to light poop on fire on Chick McGee's doorstep.
And you said the poo was on fire as well, so that you can light dog poo?
I didn't know that.
Stay on fire?
If you coat it with lighter fluid. I mean, I don't recommend this, certainly. It's an interesting suggestion. Thank you,
That must
Derek.
be coming from that dog you got. His name's Napalm. What you got there.
This is a letter from another Derek, spelled differently. Said, I was watching a soccer game today at a pub, not by choice. I'm not sure what these guys get paid, but they're trading in their man card for possession of the ball, it seems like to me. My problem is I can't get the song What's New Pussycat out of my head. I think they should play this at stadiums every time a player fakes being injured.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you, Derek from Danville, Ohio. And we'll perhaps get that on for you a little bit later on. At this point, we turn to the...
they are dramatic, those soccer players.
Yeah, it should eventually be a penalty. I don't know why it isn't now.
The dramatic falling.
Yes.
The temporary limping.
A lot of
it is embarrassing.
A lot of that.
They don't do that in hockey, do they?
That's a penalty.
Have they
yeah,
covered,
you can't if you flop like that.
Have they covered on Ted Lasso on soccer players flopping? That seems like a natural.
No.
No.
Yeah, it does seem like there'd be
big
ripe
joke,
for comedy.
Not much about. There is a scene that's reminiscent of the Ron Artest deal. That's kind of fun.
Oh, the guy in the stands?
Yeah. One of the players goes after him.
Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often, especially in basketball where they're right there and the fans are half drunk and not really appreciating the athleticism of the incredible athletes on the floor. Coming up, we have iguanas in the toilet. We have a Kurt Cobain guitar. Fish burglars.
Fish burglars?
They wear little masks, do you think?
More news from Nepal and Mount Everest. An amazing.
There simply can't be more news.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually kind of a touching.
'Tis the season.
Touching story, Josh. Before you go off on it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not.
Go
yeah,
off.
no,
Okay, well. Now we turn to Chick McGee at the Sports Desk. What's happening?
The Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. Nikola Jokic. Go ahead. His first name is Nikola. He had 30 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists as the Nuggets sweep the Western Conference Finals. 4-0 win, 113-111 last night over the Lakers. It's still Crypto.com arena. James had a 31-point first half, 15-point halftime deficit to earn the first conference title in 47 seasons in the NBA for the Denver Nuggets. James finished with 40 points, the oldest passing Karl Malone score that many in a playoff game. And here's LeBron. Listen closely. He's tired. And he's kind of sad after the game last night.
I like to say it's a successful year because I don't play for anything besides winning championships at this point in my career. And I don't get a kick out of making a conference appearance.
I get no kick from champagne.
A lot. And it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of get to the finals. But
here we go.
But we'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest.
Somebody scooted their chair.
Yeah. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And
oh, jeez.
Can we do it later,
just
fellas?
for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about. Appreciate it.
More
got a lot to
non-answers.
think about.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got a lot to think about.
I'll think about it. He's never said that before. Never even hinted at retirement until last night. That's what makes it.
To be fair, though, if I had to play a whole NBA game and then someone shoved a microphone in front of my face, I would say the dumbest things.
That's what I kept thinking.
If I had to go on a walk for 20 minutes and you guys gave me a phone call, I would say the dumbest answers.
After a show, you going to be back here on the Bob and Tom show tomorrow? Nah, I got a lot to think about.
I got to go do Wordle. I got to do a crossword puzzle.
My performance on the show today, we lost. You heard us. We're a bunch of losers. I don't know if I'll come back tomorrow or not, to be quite honest. Okay? I almost did. Tom knows it. I didn't finish the fourth hour. He knows it. I was there. He knows it.
I wish you'd thought harder about Space Jam 2. That's what I really wish you'd done.
Is that what
you didn't think about that at all?
Yeah.
Josh, I rewatched
Disappointed
that.
you?
He's completely joyless in it. He's utterly charmless. They somehow made the Looney Tunes not funny. That's impossible.
I've said this before. I don't know why advertisers feel the need to do this. Pretty much without exception. Every athlete in commercials are dicks, starting with Michael Jordan. When he's on the plane, what's wrong with your collar on your T-shirt?
Oh, your T-shirt looks stupid.
That looks stupid. He shakes his head. What a dumb, regular guy.
Yeah. I don't have the money you have to buy the T-shirts you're wearing.
I don't have
Jordan.
a staff of 4 that are T-shirt,
collar. Well, what do you got on there, Jordan?
flatteners.
Hanes? Yeah. The only time you wear Hanes is during this commercial. I assure you.
How true is that?
Josh, I watched Space Jam 2 over the weekend again. It was just on cable. Had a blast watching it, man.
I mean, that's fine, but it just baffles me.
Is that the one where they cut the scenes with Pepe Le Pew out?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But
so they can make room for the Clockwork Orange rapists.
Yes.
Well, it's not like the Clockwork Orange guys have lines in it.
No, they're just there celebrating on the court.
Well, I guarantee
very visible, more visible than Pepe Le Pew, who's not in it for 1 second.
You can look at it frame by frame. You don't see Pepe Le Pew in a cameo or anything. He's not there.
And Pepe Le Pew, the whole gag there is that he's pushing himself on the woman, and she always wins, and she's trying to. It really is, of course, funny.
Yeah,
there's no. But the 3 guys from Clockwork Orange. Have you ever seen that?
And if that doesn't upset you, Pennywise is also there, the child murderer.
The Clockwork Orange.
What's it about?
It's incredibly disturbing.
Yeah.
Josh, why are you so excited about getting angry about Space Jam? You're like having the time of your life.
You've done this show long enough to know that I might not be that excited.
I was just checking. I was just checking your pulse there. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
I think it was a quality reference.
I'll tell you this. I didn't care for Space Jam 1. Okay? But I wasn't. I'm not in that.
See either one of them.
I'm not in that age. It's
That
a lot
just-
to do with age group.
It came out when I was 6, and I think I like this one. It's just all nostalgia for me. I'm just happy to see. Oh, look at this. Bugs is back with an NBA player. How fun.
Now, Willie, I'm trying to get this straight. If the Heat go all the way,
If they win the finals, I get $4,000 on a $40 bet.
Well, they've got to beat Boston one more time.
Yeah, but if they get to the finals, you could cash out for how much?
I don't know. It just depends. Yesterday it was $900. After the Lakers won, I can cash out for $800. It just depends on how things look.
Your original bet was what?
$40.
Oh, nice.
Already a nice return.
Yeah.
And I don't see how the Heat beat the Nuggets, but that's certainly. I had Cleveland. I have Cleveland in 4, and they got swept.
A lot of sweeping going on.
A lot of sweeping.
Yeah, what's going on there?
A lot of sweeping.
Well, fascinating.
So I guess to sum up, I think we all got a lot to think about coming into tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
If we're going to be here.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
Tom Brady may finally be retired from the NFL. Yes. Rest easy, America. I have a Tom Brady story for you. But for good doesn't mean he's retired from the NFL in all parts of his life. Yes, that's right. Less than 2 weeks after it was reported that Brady was in deep discussions to become limited partner of the Raiders, Brady and team owner Mark, what's the deal with your haircut, Davis, have agreed to a deal that'll make Patriots and Buccaneers Brady a minority owner pending NFL approval. We've come to an agreement for Brady to become a partner in the Raiders. We've submitted to the NFL for approval. That's from Davis. In March, Brady acquired an ownership stake in the WNBA's Las Vegas Aces, also that Mark Davis owns. And he wanted to buy, remember there's a rumor a couple years ago, he wanted to buy the Miami Dolphins and come out of retirement or play with them again, but evidently that fell through. But the Dolphins were fined by the NFL for tampering with Brady.
Right. But theoretically, he could play for the Raiders. Because he's a free agent.
Is he a free agent? Okay, maybe so. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, look at me.
I don't think you can be an owner in the team of the sport you
play.
I read that you
At this
can't.
point in
you'd
his
have to
career-
get the approval of 24 teams in the NFL.
At this point in his career, why would you want Tom Brady to come back and quarterback? your team?
Right.
The offensive line's not getting yelled at enough? Is that what you want?
Who's the last owner player? Do we know?
Jesus.
What a grand
Like Lou
question.
Boudreaux or something?
Did anybody own and play?
Did Vec play for the White Sox? I don't think he did. Did he while he owned them?
I think he lost his leg in the war.
There's the fictitious character Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon.
He managed the Flint Tropics, played by Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
Owner player. You know, when Bill Vec had that wooden leg, and he had a wooden leg. It was a peg.
He did?
It was a slab
Yes,
of wood.
absolutely.
It was a peg.
He has a great book called Vec as in wreck.
Would that make eating steak fun?
What?
Just rest your steak knife there in your leg.
Or like a pirate?
Bang!
Boom.
I'll get back to that. Hang on. Go,
Before a vacation, you can put different color stains on it, like other people go tanning.
I don't know why not. Match your, that's
well,
great.
Coming up in the news, we have amputee news.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, now I really have a lot to think about.
No, seriously, we have actually a very positive story about someone quite accomplished.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, they must have climbed Everest or something because he said we have a positive story about Nepal coming up, and then he said we have a positive story about amputees. I just did the simple math.
Dear Bob and Tom Show, why does Josh ruin everything?
Oh, you've been reading the letters, have you?
He was just doing Tom algebra. I liked that.
Tom Jabra. No?
Okay.
You think there's a guy named Al Jabra?
I hope not.
I hope Alvin Jabra. Why not?
All right.
Do we have any more audio from LeBron?
Already.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest.
I know it.
To be honest, they're not lying to us.
After Josh's comment, I know. I do.
A lot to think about, to be honest. Oh, I'm glad you're being honest with me. Well, people just say things. You all just say things. Spilling words into society.
Categorically.
What would you prefer?
Categorically denying
silence.
Things?
Can we have one morning of silence?
Well, that would be an interesting radio show.
Hey, what's going on? You sleeping? No, I'm listening to Bob and Tom.
It's some Art Nouveau stuff they're doing
It's a
over
new
there,
thing
man.
we're trying. Silent Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Is it Silent Saturday? Yeah.
On Tuesday, our ratings just go way up. No one can explain
Nobody
it.
can figure it out. Wait a minute.
Tomless Tuesday.
Hello. Next.
Anyway, Sergei Bobrovsky in the NHL stopped 32 for his first career playoff shutout as the Florida Panthers in the NHL last night in Sunrise, Florida. Beautiful place there. And Sam Reinhart scored a power play goal midway through the second period. Panthers move one win away from a most improbable trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. They blanked the Carolina Hurricanes 1-0. And Matthew Tkachuk, kabong. And Sam Bennett had the assist on Reinhardt's goal for Florida. And one of the Canes players, I couldn't tell who it was, broke his stick as he's walking off the ice. You know how hard it is to break a hockey stick because it's thick wood and has a whip to it as well. You can't break that.
He was pissed.
Boy, and the guy behind him they're walking off the ice with full uniform. Guy slams his stick. Guy behind him takes everything in front of him, hides his face because he doesn't want to get hit with a giant splinter. Horrible, Tom.
That's awful.
All right. So it looks like it's going to be Las Vegas and Florida in the Stanley Cup Finals once that's all shaken out.
Okay.
So we'll have more sports coming up, including maybe a feel-good story out of Mount Everest.
Oh.
How would that be?
I did it without any arms.
Oh, you're close.
Close. Very, very close.
Wow, it's unbelievable. You want to speculate about the fish burglars or the iguana in the toilet?
Look, I really did just do some simple math there. It was right there.
Oh, hey, by the way, LeBron, should we come back after the break?
I don't know.
Nice.
A
lot to think about. I'll be honest.
Okay, coming up, survey. Do you sit down?
Feel like we do.
Do you sit down to pee?
Oh. Only when I poop?
Oh. Are you happy now?
It's in the news.
I know,
and it's surprised. You're going to be surprised.
Hey, LeBron.
At the answer.
I don't know.
You'll be surprised when you find out the results of the survey. I know that I was. And I
You've never done that. You never sat down to pee. Of course you have.
Just to pee. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure I have, but I can't recall why or when.
If I have to read something on my phone, I'll do that.
I think the problems Tom's having is for him to admit that he sat down to pee. That detracts somewhat from the legend of the monstrosity he's carrying between his legs.
Yeah, to sit down. What were you, snaking the pipes?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But look,
I don't want to dunk it right in the bowl. What am I doing here?
And then for the second time in my life, I saw something interesting the other day.
I bet you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I saw.
We'll save it.
Okay. I'll tell you later.
Was it an amputee climbing Mount Everest?
No.
Or rolling up it. I don't know how he
it
did
was
it.
an adult male's
And
sweet cheeks.
I say, if it's an amputee and it has to be arms now, we know that, or he only has one arm, or she here, but I bet she uses less oxygen. She's down a limb.
One less limb to be oxygenated.
It's almost easier for her. To climb Mount Everest.
This from a man
Easy.
who a push-up is nostalgic.
And by the way, a hook can't get cold.
No.
Hands get cold.
You can't get frostbite on a hook.
Yeah. Coming up.
Easier.
We'll, check
Wouldn't
in
it get colder?
real people.
Far easier.
Right now, I want to talk about something happy this season. Of course, I'm talking about food. We all love food, and HelloFresh wants to make your food life a lot better. Check out HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. The 16 stands for the free meals as part of a very special package. You know how it works. HelloFresh does the shopping, and they do the measuring, and they send you, let's just call it a kit, but it's a kit that is high-grade, quality, fresh ingredients, restaurant-level food. You're going to be making delicious stuff every week, more than 40 recipes to choose from. They send you the cards with pictures and everything in case you don't know a pomegranate from a grapefruit from a steak. It's a great way to learn how to cook, I'll tell you that right now, and a great way to teach your kids how to cook. Great for date night. What have you been working on over there, Willie?
Check out the sweet chili pork bowls with bell pepper and candied peanuts. HelloFresh sends you 9 ingredients. Put those together in 6 easy steps. In just over a half hour, you have this delicious pork bowl that you made at home with help from HelloFresh.
Jess Hooker made us firecracker meatballs from HelloFresh a couple weeks ago. They were amazing. Josh, did you do some last week, and what was it?
Yeah, I made some taquitos.
All right.
Wonderful.
Well, you can celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month with some cool stuff from HelloFresh this month, curated by Chef Serbi Sani of New York City's Tagmo restaurant. Something very unusual and very special. They've got everything from vegetarian to pescatarian to good old-fashioned comfort food. Check it out. 16 free meals and free shipping as part of a special program. The code is BT Show 16. HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. That's HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. Coming up, standing, sitting, peeing. It's all in the same story. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661.
I never forget one time we were doing a show. We were doing the Bob and Tom shows on it there on Carb Morning, and they were live in the infield. Townsend Bell, I had gotten Townsend Bell when he was still driving to be on the show. So at that morning, I was Tom, Christie, Townsend Bell, Pat McAfee was sitting here, then Bob, and Chick McGee, okay. And so we're talking back and forth, and at one point, Tom looks at Townsend Bell, and he goes, so Townsend, who do you think is going to win the Indianapolis 500 this year? And Townsend Bell looks right at Pat McAfee. He goes, Pat, you're a professional athlete. Do you ever get used to the media asking you stupid questions? Bob and Chick hit their feet. They were applauding, standing ovation. Oh my gosh! One of the biggest laughs. It was just phenomenal.
Good to see you guys. What are you going to play?
I'm going to play So Many Roads. Here we go.
Okay.
Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning, sunshine. To the max, there's baloney in our side.
Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
Morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Fine.
Guy's down in Florida. He's reading the classified ads, and he sees an ad that says talking dog, $20. So he goes to the address, listens to the paper, knocks on the door. Guy answers the door. Guy says, I understand you got a talking dog for $20. And he goes, yep. He goes, can I see him? He goes, yep, he's in the bedroom. So he walks in the bedroom. Dog's laying on the bed, remote in hand, watching TV. Walks in the room. The dog goes, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I can't believe this. You're a talking dog. What are you doing down here in Florida? He goes, well, I started out in New York. I used to teach other dogs how to lead the blind, and then, well, the Gulf War broke out, and so I went over there and I brought medicine to injured soldiers and rescued soldiers, and that was over. I came back to New York, and I was on Broadway for a while. I was in Riverdance. And of course, you had the tragedy with the Twin Towers, so I helped out there and started sniffing for bombs and things like that. And finally, I decided I'd had enough, and I was going to come down here to Florida to retire.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can't believe it. He walks back in the other room, the other guys. He goes, what's the deal? Why are you selling that talking dog for $20? The guy goes, 'cause he's a big liar.
That's a good one. Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question, why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
Also joining us in the studio, comedian John Bazar.
Well, I find that now that I need a woman, I mean, integrity, strength of character, honesty, but really the most important thing, got to have a big ass. I may be outside the pale on this one, judging by all the magazine covers I see, but I'm done with these ectoskeletal, wafer-thin, rice cake chomping chicks with the Ally McBeal arms and those heroin-looking legs. Yeah. Even the Three Little Pigs knew you don't build something out of sticks if you're going to spend any time inside.
And Jesus said, take this bread and eat it. It is my body. And the disciples said, Jesus, we're all on low-carb diet. We appreciate you dying for our sins, but we're all trying to slim down a little. We want to look good in the painting.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show at the news desk. It's Christy Lee. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. We've got a lot going on. Coming up, more news from Nepal.
I thought you were going to say napalm.
Napalm.
We don't have any napalm news.
No napalm.
No.
You know what? That's good.
That I know of. Yeah, that's.
You have a problem. It's summer. Do you have a problem with weeds
or your neighbors?
Napalm.
Weed no more, lawn no more, yard no more.
It's been announced that Tom Brady is going to become the a minority owner in the Las Vegas Raiders, and Tom, of course, brilliantly, there's an owner who's owned a team and played blah, blah, blah. You know how you talk.
I asked a simple question. Has a team owner ever played on the team?
Apparently, that has happened. Would you like to guess? And it's a relatively recent history. Would you care to guess?
Was it in baseball?
No.
Was it in football?
No.
Uh-oh.
Was it in hockey?
Basketball.
Hockey.
Hockey.
I don't know.
Gordie Howe?
Mario Lemieux.
Ah.
Of course, Lemieux means the cat.
That is correct.
They call him the cat. Lemieux. Which Pepe Le Pew with. La meow.
Le Sai.
Lemieux.
Yes.
Oh, that was the cat he was after.
Yeah, Lemieux.
Lemieux. A French cat, Tom.
Lemieux.
Lemieux. He owned and played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, which are practically chickens. Don't ever forget that.
So the question is there any way Tom Brady would come and play for
Certainly,
the Las
Tom.
Vegas
Yes,
Raiders?
the answer is yes. There is a way. You're not asking a good question.
I remember a few years ago when people were saying he was going to retire from Tampa for the first time. He bought a home in Miami, and people thought that he wanted to be a player, owner, coach for the Dolphins.
Yep.
And I thought that would have been kind of cool. Maybe this could be kind of cool. It could be kind of silly. It'd be weird to watch the owner get sacked. That'd be odd.
It's not going to happen.
No, of course not.
No, make a list of what owners we'd like to see get sacked in the NFL. Oh, there's Jerry Jones. Oh,
well, you got mine, Dan Snyder. He's Gonski.
I'd like
That's exciting.
when Tom Brady takes his helmet off, his hair looks weird enough, and he's got a nice haircut. Could you imagine what Mark Davis would look like after playing 3/4 of football and taking that thing off, and his hair is just—he looked like Chucky.
Yeah.
All right, sit down. I know what you're asking for in your contract, but I've been around the league a while, and I've done, well, as you can see, I'm at the owner's desk. I've done everything, including 7 Super Bowls. So what kind of money you talking there, Rook? That'd be a little daunting.
Let me take these many, many rings off in order to sign this.
Many rings.
Do you wear more than one?
There's a famous.
I just like the idea that he is wearing some.
All of them.
There's a famous picture of Bill Russell. He had 11, I think it was 9 as a player. Some crazy thing. Yeah, he had them on
where was the 11th one?
I think he was holding it. It wasn't on his hang down, if that's your question. But I got to tell you, I don't think Bill Russell ever peed sitting down. There's no way.
That's coming up in the news. Do you pee sitting down? But first,
did not happen. Huh? Oh. Veteran Sherpa, a guide named Kami Rita, has scaled Mount Everest for the 28th time, beating his own record less than a week after setting it. It's all about Everest right now. It's the season, people.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
There's only like they call it
short window.
A window. It's a window.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Everest is on the northern hemisphere, right?
I'm not sure. All I know is it's 8:15 tomorrow morning in Everest. Here's a question I have. I'm asking it for Tom because I know he's a little bit too embarrassed to ask this question. Do you think it would be possible for Tom Brady to own the Raiders, play for the Raiders, and climb Mount Everest? Do you think that could happen?
I think it is within the realm of possibility, yes.
You think that might happen?
No, it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
But it is possible.
God, I hope he plays for them. It would make my day.
I want him to play for them, but I also want him to be the person that hosts all the halftime activities. So he has to get off the field and then be like, everybody, this is Timmy, and he's going to try to throw a football through a trash can in front of everybody.
That wouldn't be a bad move.
That'd be a lot of fun. I want him to be the face of the team as well.
Good old Tom Brady. You wouldn't want. I bet you're not. Have you ever watched Tom Brady play a football game, an entire game?
Of course, I've seen him in person.
An entire game.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's good. Good.
He was at the AFC Championship game where the Colts beat the Patriots. He left in the third quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't know that the Colts actually won. And the next day he came home and he goes, sorry, the Pats won. And I go, no, the Colts came back. It was the best night of my life.
And if he's at a football game or watching a football game on TV, you hear this a lot from him. What just happened?
I'll tell you what, I avoided a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's look.
Isn't it funny how important that gets?
Look at the positive
as you get older.
I think that's a commercial now, isn't it, for one of the insurance companies?
Oh, yes.
Was that the game that you left your car running for the whole game?
No, that was a different game, but thanks for asking.
I'm just asking.
You think Tom Brady's ever left his car running?
He might have. I think he might have.
As an owner or a player?
No, you know what? Tom Brady's smart enough to have a driver. He doesn't worry about it. He doesn't force his, I'm going to drive. You can have this car, pry it out of my cold, dead hands. No. That's your problem. You don't want to not drive.
I was driving someone else's car. It was a very quiet vehicle. I parked it, forgot that I hadn't turned it off, left it on a corner. Very busy corner, and it was there when I got back from the game.
And you know what? Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the key.
What was the name of the chauffeur you came up?
Edwin.
Edwin. You know who could? Edwin could walk your dogs in the morning, too. You wouldn't have to worry about dropping your phone in it.
So a single Brady will be, he'll be spending some time in Vegas, huh? Not bad.
Yeah. He says he's, not
bad to be single and rich in Vegas.
He doesn't say it. Reports are he's only dating non-models now. He made that very clear. That's what he said.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
I believe Jeff Oskey and our staff said, yeah, he and I both.
Would you like to have that going? Okay. More Everest coming out. Coming up,
comedian Joey Molinaro will be joining us this morning.
Is he a maid guy?
I don't know. We have to ask him.
Sounds like a maid.
All I got to say is I think we better laugh at him.
I don't hear much laughter. Sorry, Joey.
Also coming up, do you sit down to pee?
I do
Christy?
every day. Yes.
How often do you stand to pee?
Just in the shower.
Nice. Oh, God.
It's hot. Disgusting. Do you, when you do that, do you crouch or just let her rip?
No, why would you crouch?
You let her rip, Tom.
Come on.
So you can aim for Josh's face easier.
That implies two things. A, your shower is big enough for Josh to lie down.
No, I can be on my knees.
No, you're then you
Oh,
no.
my.
Then Christy would have to be in a ladder.
Oh. Yeah, you are short.
I'm very
and
short.
you have your long torso.
All I know is let's just keep talking about it.
Let's not. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning, even though we're not too much to look at.
In 1989, Emerson Fittipaldi won the 500. On the last lap, he and Little Al touched wheels on the north turn, and he sent Little Al right in the fence, crashed him. But Emerson Fittipaldi came around and won the 500, his first 500 in 1989. And that was also the year that the winner's share of the purse was over $1 million, first time. It was like $1,001,600 or something like that. So that was a big deal. I mean, the Indianapolis 500 has always had the biggest purse of any motorsports event. They were the first to go over $1 million, and they still to this day have the largest purse of any, bigger than Daytona, bigger than anybody's. So race morning after the 500 every year is the big pictures. The winner and the crew all come back to the speedway at 9 a.m., and they put the car on the straightaway, and they take all the sponsor photos on all these pictures. Well, Ron McQueenie was the chief photographer at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 40 years. And Ron had the great idea, we need to take $1 million in cash and place it on Emerson's car. So they get hold of the office, we need $1 million in cash. All right. So they bring out $1 million in cash in these bags with real money. Yeah, because this is the day after the 500. And they had armed guards out there. And so they get the money out of the bags and they're stacking it all over Emerson's car. And they step back and they look and they go, you know, that's really not that impressive. Go back and get another $1 million. Now, where else in the world can you say on a Monday morning, Memorial Day morning, go back and get another? Well, they did. And they take another one. And Ron told me, he goes, at one point, I was reaching out to adjust a stack of cash, and this guard went, hey. Like he didn't like my idea of me touching the dough. So if you ever look at that picture from 1989, you can Google it, Emerson Fittipaldi, 1989, and there's money stacked all over the car. That's actually $2 million in cash stacked all over that car.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker. Guess what? I saved up some money and bought this new badass spy camera. I swear to God I did. Check this thing out. Oh, this is the green room they talk about. Hey look, it's Early Man with a coke habit. This is badass. Oh, I swear to God. A real microwave? Who else is craving pizza rolls? Oh my God, and here's a snack table. Snickers peanut butter. That's got all 4 food groups. Plus it's squared. Eureka! Mountain Dew from both the northern and southern states. Oh, this has real sugar. Oh, that's going to help my metabolism. I'm loading these down. That's the great thing about Zubaz. It's like a kangaroo. I got a pouch on both sides.
Donnie?
There's a
I haven't seen you forever. How have you been?
I'm good. Just
Donnie,
getting
what
the
are you doing?
free samples.
Donnie, we've talked about this. I thought I told you there was one for you. We have so many people.
Well, I've been caller 9 16 times.
Donnie,
what are you going to
talked about this?
So I've had a pretty good adventure with this spy camera. Need to pinch the bridge for a second. I would highly recommend this spy camera. There's so much you can do, and you'll never be caught. I swear to God, I'm Donnie Baker, and I approve this message. Who are you? Stop spying on me.
We already called the cops. You might want to get moving. You might be able to get out of here before they get here.
And this is a DNA sample. I gotta go.
Drunk guys going. And hey, act now, and you'll receive at half price Real Girls on Video going. That's Real Girls on Video going. And the bonus tape, Real Girls on Video going. And the Drunk Loser guys going. But wait, order now, and Frigolol Video will throw in Real Girls on Video going. And that's Real Girls on Video going. Real Girls on Video going. And Real Girls on Video going. And all complete with loser drunk guys going. Order now.
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
I actually have a sexual fantasy associated with the earthquake.
Go.
Well, that woke chick up. In my fantasy, I'm making love to this woman. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, she feels the earth move beneath her.
Ah, yes.
And then she rolls over on top of me and shields me from debris. Safety first, everybody. Safety first.
Jim, we mentioned you are a tall man.
Yes.
6'6", huh?
6'6". Are you a single guy or married guy?
I just got married.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
How's that going?
First timer?
Yeah, first timer.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm learning, very slowly. I'm learning, when women get married, they take the guy's name, and I'm learning that us guys are also my married name is somebody. Somebody's got to take the trash out. At first I was like, is she talking to somebody else? Is there somebody else here?
Somebody.
Shouldn't we be on a first name basis by now?
Well, someone's going to have to go to the hardware store, and somebody's going to have to put this table together.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening.
That out coming up.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, good morning.
Ace Cosby's here. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. I want to get back to the sports page. Now, Pat, I understand you have a song coming up about Big Ben.
Big Ben,
and
sure.
I know we have
Big Ben in the news.
We have Big Ben news.
Yeah, boy.
And Chick, do you want to make the distinction real quick about Big Ben?
Big Ben's not the clock; it's the bell inside the clock. Yeah.
Really?
But everybody calls it Big Ben.
Okay, but that's coming up.
Right.
If you're a fan, we also have an iguana in the toilet.
If you're a fan of Big Ben, how many people do you think are?
Hey, honey, they're doing that Big Ben story. I know.
Chick McGee got me a tiny Big Ben that's on my desk.
Is it?
Yes.
Aw.
It's a little Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's a little Ben.
Yeah, the little Big Ben's cool. It's one of
He
the great
prefers
landmarks.
he prefers Little Big Ben.
It was a good movie.
What?
Little Big Man?
Little Big Man.
Oh.
Dustin Hoffman. We have a Chick McGee at the sports desk. And what do you got over there?
A double amputee has summited Everest.
Whoa.
Double amputee.
Hari.
Krishna?
Buddha.
Oh.
Magar, M-A-G-A-R, reached the top of the world's tallest mountain May 19th, having started the climb on April 17th.
Well, they just slingshot him up there?
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, this guy is, this is serious business.
Double amputee. What's he missing?
2 or something.
Thank you, Josh.
Are you
missing?
You happy now?
Are you guys done?
He's missing his skateboard, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I bet he's missing jogging. I don't know.
Hari, of course.
You guys.
We're awful people.
I have not weighed in on this.
You're awful. You are awful. This
gentleman,
veteran, became the first double above-the-knee amputee to summit Everest.
The veteran, yeah, but he's like Nepal. It's one of those weird wars that didn't affect us at all.
An IED explosion.
We're fighting for this acre of farmland or whatever.
Completely false. Wow. You are once again diving.
Okay, I want the record to show I wasn't going to read this sentence.
Don't read that sentence.
Exactly 13 years since he lost his legs in an IED explosion in Afghanistan.
Oh,
that's a war we've never taken part in. Am I wrong on that?
I double down on your ignorance.
I'll double check my history.
Okay, go ahead. This is really working.
Double amputees and blind people previously banned from climbing Everest in an attempt to reduce the number of climbers dying on the peak.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yes.
Yeah, they had to put a regulation in because
sure, it's harder.
This veteran helped campaign to have the ban removed so he could attempt to summit the mountain. He also said, "I welcome this chance, and I will not have to worry about forgetting my boots."
You think how there's like signs when you go to a park for like no littering, no smoking, and it'll have like a picture of trash with the big X through it? For the no blind people, do they put like a picture of like sunglasses? With like
they couldn't see it.
No, it's an actual audio sign. It just says no. The
reason they don't have blind people climb Mount Everest isn't because the blind people were dying. It was because the dogs were.
First of all, I applaud you for adjusting that joke.
Yes. So I like the fact that now you've gone from insulting this heroic effort by the man.
Wait, it didn't say what side he's on, did it?
No, it didn't.
He didn't sound like he was fighting for us.
He was a brave soldier.
Hey, pal, I don't know what you're up to, but your name don't sound like you're fighting for us.
He may well have been.
Man, we are in so much trouble.
Not we, you.
What is it, my friend? I've been in this area that you're exploring willy-nilly.
Yeah.
What is it going to take for you to think, I might want to back off a little? What do you think that's going to be?
Everybody knows.
Would you like a glass of shut up? I have one over here.
Act.
Where do you think there's nothing funny down that road came from? Tom thought of it? No. There's nothing funny down that road. I think that's when I told the Helen Keller answered the iron joke. Yeah. There's nothing funny down that road.
You know, it was funny, though.
Give her the waffle.
Is when this guy said, when he decided to descend the mountain, he goes, "Look, I'm a boulder," and he just rolled down. It was an impression.
I would have passed on that one. Would have been funny, the old joke, I guess his name is Matt.
Look,
that would have been funny, he says.
Then he'd need no arms, though. Look, Josh, this guy climbed Everest with no legs. You can't do 10 push-ups.
Well, that doesn't take legs, does it?
Not even at altitude.
Yeah, it kind of does take legs.
Oh, well, then that's why I can't do them.
Now you've got...
Not to be a jerk, but I guess technically if you...
Do them on your knees, but...
It would be easier in a way, wouldn't it? Because it's kind of...
You don't have any legs.
Yeah, I know, but it's less. It's a smaller fulcrum. It's easier.
I bet this guy can do 1,000 push-ups in 5 minutes.
I bet he can.
Tom thinks he needs to insult me to get me to realize how brave this guy. I know how brave this guy is.
Also, can you do 10 push-ups, Bad Wing? What are you talking about?
No, I could have 8 Sherpas try to carry me up Everest, and I would die I'd die before I even got to base camp. I can barely sleep while skiing.
Mm-hmm. What is he missing? His legs or his arms?
Legs.
Oh, okay.
Above the knee.
All I heard was double amputee.
Above the knee.
Once again.
I was too busy making jokes.
I'll read the sentence.
Oh, yeah, it was
I'll read it again.
You stepped on a bomb or whatever.
13 years ago, he lost his legs, plural, in an IED explosion in Afghanistan.
I don't think he lost them. I think he knew where they went. He just couldn't do anything with them after that.
You're not going to quit, are you?
God.
Oh, God. We got dead seeing eye dogs over on your side of the building.
Not dead, just frozen.
You could dog.
I think, look, we have to say that, look, this guy had no legs. I mean, let's just acknowledge it. This is some feat.
It is.
You see what he does?
Some feet.
Ironically.
He made everyone think you're the jerk.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's amazing. Good for you. And I'm glad that they got rid of that law. Or whatever the rule.
You know what he said in his native language as he went down the hill?
No.
Wee.
All right.
Wee.
So how's that better than I'm doing an impression of a boulder?
Same joke.
Yeah.
It's the
No,
exact same.
he's skiing.
It's the exact
Skiing, he claims. In some ways, he's worse than I am because I own up to what I'm doing.
And he
hides behind.
You're a scapegoat for him. That's exactly what you are for him. Yeah, Josh is saying all these problematic things. I'm perfect.
You're running so he can walk.
Okay. Josh, he had an advantage because he didn't have any feet, so they couldn't get frostbitten.
Well, it's not like he's going to.
That was kind of one thing I said, I think.
Yeah. He's the only guy that could go up Everest wearing shorts. So that's also pretty cool.
You know something? There's a visual.
Hey, it's ironic that Josh is the only guy that's willing to die on this hill. This guy made it up and made it down, but Josh.
Here's the thing. You might not have a Tom Griswold, or maybe you do. Do you have a Tom Griswold in your life?
Everybody does.
Because that's what you'll need to lock them and keep them out of your compound, because that's why I got my Simply Safe home security system. The do-it-yourself, install it yourself, and design it yourself. Simply Safe Home Security. Enjoy greater peace of mind. Maybe you're on vacation. And know your home is monitored around the clock by trained agents, ready to defend your home against break-ins, fires, and other threats. With top-rated Simply Safe app, you can stay connected from anywhere, anytime. You can arm or disarm your system remotely. Check your cameras to make sure everything is okay right there on your smartphone. And Simply Safe, get a load of this, arrives right at your door, and it's easy to set up yourself in about 30 minutes, or you can have Simply Safe certified technicians install it for you. And they have financing through Affirm. You could secure your home today and just pay installments over time that fit your budget. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafetom.com. Go today, claim a free indoor security camera, plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. That's simplysafetom.com. Remember, there's no safe like Simply Safe.
Thank you very much, Simply Safe. Coming up, we have some more world records. We have
one more anyway.
Kurt Cobain guitar in the news. Recycling diapers into the construction business, of all things.
Really?
And then a rather unusual story about married people cheating and loving it.
I bet they do.
This is one of those unusual, I think, bogus surveys.
It's got to be a hell of a thrill.
Yeah.
Plus, we have some hate mail we'll be getting to.
Oh, good.
You can hate mail us or windbag us or send letters of kindness to Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
When the Beatles played at the Indiana State Fair on September 3rd, 1964, they stayed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Motel because at that time that was the neatest, newest hotel, believe it or not. And John Lennon wasn't feeling well, and so Dr. Henry Bach, who was the chief medical guy at the Speedway, lived on 15th Street, but they called him, and so he went to the motel and gave John Lennon a shot with a hypodermic needle. And the next day, his daughter took it to school, to Speedway schools, and was showing everybody the needle that had given John Lennon a shot. Ringo got hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, and was asking a state trooper who was kind of, they had a detail of troopers that were keeping everybody away from the motel. And he goes, "Where can I get something to eat?" And the trooper goes, "Get in the car." And this trooper at 2 in the morning drove Ringo Starr to Noblesville, had his wife get out of bed, cook Ringo Starr breakfast, and then drove him back to the track. There's pictures of them doing things around the golf course and messing around. But when they went to go to the track, they came out of the Speedway onto 16th Street, turned right, came down to Georgetown Road, and drove right past the American Legion where I work now. Well, word had gotten out they were doing that. Well, I grew up at 30th and Georgetown, and word had gotten out that the Beatles were going to be coming down Georgetown Road. So the streets were lined like it was a parade with people. This on the west side. And all of a sudden, here comes this motorcade and these limos. And I look, and there's Ringo Starr messing with. I saw Ringo Starr as they went past, and they went to the fairgrounds and did a show at the Coliseum in the afternoon where Jerry Baker introduced them. And to hear Bake talk about that, and there's a pirated recording of that show, and you hear Bake introduce them, and they walk on stage and they have to plug in and set up and boom, hello, setting up. It's not like today where it's all pre-produced and all set up. And then that night, they did a show at the grandstand, and Bouncing Bill Baker from WIBC was the host. So, but they drove right down Georgetown Road, right by the track, because that was the newest motel in Indianapolis, and having the Beatles there.
Buttermilk Ice Light.
Ringer.
Nice toast, Graber.
Thank you, my friends. Women of the Old Testament.
Okay. Ruth or Mary Magdalene?
Ruth. Okay, how about this? Ruth or Eve? Eve.
Buttermilk Ice Light from the Amish Brewing Company. The hand-churned buttermilk is frozen, the curds removed, put in the back of a buggy and driven around town until thawed, then returned to the farm and slowly filtered through a hand-sewn patchwork quilt, then refrozen to create the unique taste of Buttermilk Ice Light.
Okay, plain black floor-length dress or red lacy see-through teddy? Plain black floor-length dress.
When you say buttermilk, you've said it all.
99 glasses of buttermilk on the wall.
Hold it. Fritz, Fritz, move over. Let me drive the buggy. It's okay, Graber. I took his reins away when he wasn't looking. You're a good friend, Yoder.
The Amish Brewing Company would like to remind you, if thou hast had too much to drink, thou shalt not drive. Amish Brewing Company, Napanee, Indiana.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
I did a show at my brother's fraternity last time I was there, and they're all giving me the ideas, like when they drink, how they get around, because they know they know drinking and driving is wrong. So they have this thing where they get really drunk, and then they walk to Domino's, order a pizza, and then when they go to deliver it, they ask the guy for a ride. Thinking, that's a good idea.
Home in 30 minutes or less.
The drinking and driving the designated driver is a good idea. What always amazes me about that is they give these designated drivers coffee all night. They're like, have another cup of coffee. Hey, Bob, that's a designated driver. Hey, that's a good thing what you do with your friends. Here's another cup of coffee. Have a soda. They're not better off than someone that's had a six-pack. They get pulled over. They're wired out of their gourd. Like, officer, I'm the designated driver. I think you got to take care of these people. The cop's like, why don't you let the guy in the back puking drive? You can run ahead of the car, make sure it doesn't hit anything.
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control.
Yes. The relationship taught me a lot. It taught me they won't sell you a handgun if you're crying.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a...
etc.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. At the news desk is Christy Lee.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
Hey, I don't. Oh, that's Josh Arnold. There he is. Oh. Hello, Josh.
Hi there.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning, Chick.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Hello, and thank you very much for joining us.
No, thank you.
We've got a special edition of this show coming up on Friday from a remote location. Also, we're going to do a special show on Sunday that'll be available for streaming purposes. We'll let you know how to find that a special rare Sunday edition of the Bob and Tom Show in celebration of the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500, featuring some classics from this show, including the great Max Zero. But first, we
have an email.
Oh, we do?
But first, dear folks, this is from JM. I mentioned that I was in my late 20s, 30s when I noticed that when you put a flaming bag of poo on somebody's porch, it's like a double joke. Not only is there something on fire on their porch, but there's poo in the bag, so they stomp it out and they get, as Tom said, flaming crap on their shoes. Of course. Well, JM reminds me, actually, chick, the trick is to run around to the back of the back door after setting the dog poop on fire. After they stamp it out, you bang on the back door, and they're pissed. They run through the house to the back door, leaving a trail of poo.
Wow, that's horrible.
Really evil.
This guy's taking it. This guy's taking it to
That's
a
a horrible person. Thank you very much.
I had no
creative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid world record. The man, area man from the Czech Republic broke the Guinness World Record for the longest time in an abdominal plank position. Mr. Joseph Salek beat the previous record 9 hours, 30 minutes, and 1 second after holding a plank for 9 hours, 38 minutes, 47 seconds.
Man. How do you not just seize up? Like your abdominal muscles.
I don't know how I can't even do 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Really?
It's hard. Well, if you're doing them correctly, a minute is a long time.
Wow, yeah, sure.
This gentleman was once traveling to Sri Lanka, which is so well. He was detained at passport control in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, due to a case of mistaken identity. He was kept in prison for months. To stay positive, he kept busy playing sports, sticking to a strict personal exercise routine, and writing down his story. He was living what he described as a life of excess and bad health until a life-changing event made him rethink everything. And he said, 5 years ago, I was 33 pounds overweight. I used to be fond of the alcohol and cigarettes. But after that life-changing moment, I've set a record to plank.
Man.
I am Mr. Planker.
This 33 pounds overweight is actually my goal weight. It's kind of a bummer.
Boy, to be 33 pounds overweight.
Could you imagine?
He's got good form. I'll give him credit. Man, wow.
So this is a little tougher than the David Rush record yesterday of blowing the party horns?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, these records need to be categorized with some kind of a degree of difficulty. Okay.
He looks like, is it Gordon McRae? Is that the gentleman?
Gordon McRae?
The singer?
I know who you're talking about.
No, Gerald McRae.
Designing women?
Yeah.
The actor.
Yeah, the actor.
Gerald McRaney?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking
Great
of.
actor. I would have thought that was him.
Yeah.
Terrific actor.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, Major Dad.
Yeah, sure.
Simon
Mr. Delta Burke.
Simon and Simon?
I forgot about Simon and Simon.
Hello.
That's right, yeah.
This is
Mike and
us. He
Molly.
was on that.
Who was he, Simon?
It's one of the Simons. He was Rick. There was Rick and AJ. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're probably watching, what, the Smothers Brothers reunion. Oh, they might mention Vietnam.
They did. I never saw Simon.
You never saw Simon and Simon?
Gerald McRaney is a terrific actor.
He's okay.
Yeah, he is terrific.
Yeah, he's.
Was it This
He
Is
was
Us?
in This Is Us. He was the
Mike and
doctor.
Molly, yeah.
He acts like he's
Yes.
attracted to Delta Burke.
He was great.
He's
in
the sergeant, yeah.
I think he was married to Delta Burke.
Yeah.
Or is he still married to Delta?
I don't know. I'm sure they're happy. I hope they're fine.
Yeah, good. Had a story yesterday.
Oh, Simon.
Story yesterday about NASA, and this was a little bit confusing, but Jeff Bezos, who I understand is engaged.
Yeah, he got engaged yesterday.
Idiot.
And they also...
Hey, you already own everything, Jeff.
Did you know
It looks like he and Delta are still married.
When he got engaged, when he got divorced, and the settlement that his ex-wife received, she became the 7th wealthiest person on the planet.
Just like that. Can
That's
you
true.
imagine?
That's
He learned
true.
nothing.
No.
Oh, that isn't the Manhattan phone book. That's the prenup. Jeff, also yesterday it was announced that his rocket company, Blue Origin, has won a NASA contract to land astronauts on the moon.
How nice. Something Blue can be the space company he owns.
there you go.
That's cool.
Oh.
Thank you very much. It says it'll be used to transport astronauts to the lunar surface. And
the lunar lander.
that's amazing. And You got to hand it.
Maybe
to
they'll really do it this time. Do you think?
Oh, instead of being
land on the moon.
Yeah.
Instead of have Kubrick.
If they had Kubrick do it last time, who's the director? Would like Paul Thomas Anderson do it? No, they'd probably give it to Greta Gerwig. She does everything nowadays.
It'll be in black and white, and it'll be.
No, it's got to be Tarantino. You hear that guitar as they're laying. Surface, 29 seconds. Landed on the moon. Samuel L. Jackson will be. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, it's Tony from Witness Protection. Calling from a payphone. Very delicate situation.
Oh.
What's this I'm hearing about? What, NASA give the moonlighter contract to Mr. Big Shot, that Amazon prick, Bezos?
Yeah.
Whoa. Why are we sending people to the moon again? We've been there, like Pigeon Forge. Jesus Christ. Although you got to stop and think. Times like this, you got to use your head. The more people, the more trash. The more trash, the more business.
Oh.
What, are going to spell it out for you? I'm guessing Bezos might need some help with sanitation.
Probably.
If we lose this bid, he's going to see my Uncle Jude on the moon. And who cares if he's old and he's bald? He's still strong as a bull. Not the moon landing on my mother's birthday. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, someone's got to pick up the trash of the moon.
That's right.
Tony Soprano's outfit. Well, thank you very much, Tony.
And that's sports.
Oh, that's all right. There we go.
This is what you farted for.
Where we go, whatever you do, always be a good sport. Christy?
German men are the most likely to sit down while taking a pee, according to an international poll.
Yes.
Researchers found 62% of German men said they usually are always sat down.
Now, Klaus, why is that?
I don't remember.
My legs hurt from goose stepping.
You guys are still doing that? That was
So what percent of German men sit while peeing?
62%.
That's almost
50% of Swedes, 34% of Italians, and only 23% of Brits say they sit down to pee.
I would think for Americans it's like 0.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have the United States in here. I don't know, but you're probably right. I don't see a lot of. Do any of you sit down to pee?
No. Now and then.
Really?
Yeah, fun little treat.
Take a break.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean,
no, yeah.
The seats are disgusting.
We have to do it.
Well, that's just one more advantage of being a guy.
Yeah, right.
Do you use the fly in your underwear? You do, don't you?
No.
I do.
In fact, I just bought underwear the other day with flyless.
Oh, man.
What do you do? Go under? Over?
You wrap around the hand, you dig deep, and pull up.
Go through the back.
And go over the top?
Not over the top, over the bottom.
You do everything
over
weird.
the bottom.
You do everything
over
weird.
the bottom?
You reach down below the...
Yeah.
This isn't. This is just another testament to the size of his wiener.
Don't do that.
Showing
Oh,
off.
my God.
No, the kind of underwear that I like is no longer available with a flapper.
Are you getting the hang down and the berries over the underwear, Dad? Or is it just the hang down?
Yeah, you pull the thing, you pull the fabric up. And
you pull your leg, essentially the leg of the underwear.
You're pulling our leg.
To one side.
Yes.
Oh, that's what women do when they're wearing bathing
and
suits.
the kind of underwear that I like is called ex officio, and they don't have it with the hole anymore.
Oh. Wait, you go through the leg?
Yeah.
That is down below.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Like if you have shorts on, you just grab the shorts and then you gather the fabric.
I bet it's less than 1% of men who do what
I
you
would
do.
gather that you're right.
That aliens wouldn't even
do what you do. You're fine. You've been doing it for years.
No, but to go through that slot, everything gets all cramped up.
Yeah, but I think guys who don't do that go over the waistband.
Yeah, Oh, that's going to hurt.
No, you figure it out.
A lot of heavy lifting.
At like age 3, you figure it out.
A lot of heavy lifting, he said.
So why?
So
why would German men do this, you ask? Apparently, they think that generations of German parents worried about their younger boys having poor aim are the reason. So I'm surprised since you had Paula that she didn't make you sit down and.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. When I was a little boy, Paula.
Sure.
Our German maid.
Yeah.
Last time I helped you pee, Tommy. You're 23. It's too big. Your Schwarzstuka.
Tommy, this isn't pee.
Oh, you have a crooked Wiener Schnitzel. Very impressive.
I guess in Germany there are signs placed in bathrooms of some bars and cafes recommending that you sit down, guys.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's an aim issue then.
Yeah.
And there's no arguing with the story.
Cleanliness.
The story is absolutely true. And I just saw it again a couple weeks ago.
Oh, God.
I was in the, where was I? I was in the Toronto airport in the international wing.
Yes.
Of course, yes.
Walked in the men's room. I was flying back to the United States.
Yes, I picked up some cats for my sister in Milan.
Just flying back from a wedding, and I opened, and there were 3 urinals.
I bought an exquisite gift. You should have seen it.
And there was a full-grown man standing at the urinal with his pants down on the floor.
So
I've seen that at a big airport hub as well.
This was the international wing. This man was
he was international,
of Asian origin.
Yeah,
sure.
I would
Russian guy.
I think it's somewhat of a cultural / societal.
Yeah, but I mean, this was a full-grown man, his ass hanging out, pants on the floor.
So
yeah. Well, it's weird.
Is it?
Yes. And then I saw it again recently here in the U.S. of A. I was stunned.
I don't let my pants hit the floor. That's for sure. No.
Sure, yeah.
No. Yeah, no, that's weird. Anyway,
for a major transaction, are your pants on the floor, like by your shoes, or are they around your knees, still around kind of the belt?
Not around the knees, but not totally on the floor either.
Because the floor is disgusting.
Sure, yeah.
You can only imagine what's going on.
A lot of times, in fact, I wipe the floor. I throw a paper towel down on the ground, and with my shoe, I step on it and wipe that area.
Yeah, and anything to avoid doing a sit down in a public restaurant. Restroom, excuse me. In a public restaurant. That's going to get thrown out. That is extraordinarily embarrassing. I'll just get the Metro D. I need some toilet paper. I just doozed by my table.
Do you guys have dreams where you are having a major transaction in public? And by in public, I mean like you are in a movie theater and you're sitting on a toilet and everybody else is sitting on regular chairs.
I don't have that dream.
No.
I have a dream like that, I would say, once every 2 or 3 months.
Really?
In fact, I had one last night where I performed stand-up, and then I finished my set, and I just sat down and started going to the bathroom. There was a toilet there.
On stage?
Suddenly, I was in the crowd, and I looked around, and I was just like, oh, my God, and I had to wipe, and I was just wiping and looking.
Oh, my gosh.
And people were like... I was like, why am I doing this here? What do you think that means?
I have no idea.
Weren't you a bedwetter?
I don't know what it means, but it ain't good. I can tell you.
Working on it. I was a bedwetter.
You were a bedwetter. You had a bad set.
Yeah. Bad set.
Nah, I mean, I haven't done stand-up in a while, but certainly that is that's not impossible.
I think it means that you need new merch. You need the Josh Arnold.
I don't think it's comedy related. It also, like, I can be in a classroom.
Huh.
It's a weird thing. Somebody help me.
I've never heard that
Maybe
before.
it has to do with your toilet training.
What?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I had my toilet training just like everybody else. My mom would carry me naked outside, and I'd crap off the deck.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Isn't that standard?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Josh, I just looked this up. It says dreams of poop are a sign of good luck and prosperity.
Is that true?
I mean, it's just the first thing that popped up on Google, but yeah, it says poop, dream meaning good luck, money, and more.
Oh,
wow.
Don't look in my wallet.
I am trying to find out the percentage of American men who sit down to pee.
All right.
Because it's not in that survey.
It's not in the story.
Ace, do you?
No.
No.
Not at this job, but at other jobs, if I wanted a little bit more time, I would go to the bathroom and I would sit down and I would just kind of look at my phone while I peed, get an extra, 6-7 minute break.
Okay, here we go. They got it right here.
Oh,
yeah.
Every time they go, then it drops to 40% for German. Only 10% of American men sit down to pee every time.
Okay.
So there you go.
In Japan, researchers have taken soiled diapers and incorporated them into concrete and mortar for construction.
Have they?
According to Ars Technica, the soiled disposable diapers were washed, dried, sanitized with sodium chloride, and shredded before they were substituted for fine aggregates that are normally used in making concrete.
Hey, why do you call this a log cabin? It's made of concrete.
I've heard of vesting a brick, but this is ridiculous.
Using this method to build a small single-story house helps reduce 60 cubic feet of disposable diaper waste. This is a great story.
It is. I mean, diaper waste
it's
is a legit
big
deal, right?
Yeah.
So this is the fiber from the diaper itself, not the poop.
Well, of course.
Oh, well, how do you, what?
They
so what
clean it out.
Is there somebody who opens it up with a scraper?
Did you not listen? Wash, dried, and sanitized.
No, I understand.
They said sanitized with sodium chloride. That's just salt. They just put salt on them? Ugh.
It really is a nice sanitizer. I don't even use toilet paper anymore. I just little sprinkles of salt back there.
That's why you have salt packets?
My dream is to have that one famous restaurant guy salt my ass by having it on his forearm first.
Salt Bay. Salt Bay for your salt.
Is that what that guy, you know what I'm talking about?
He picks the salt up out of the little ramekin and
and he
sprinkles
does
it by
off
hand.
his arm or something.
Your little butt's got to be rough and ready.
I'm in constant pain.
So wouldn't the amount of energy spent cleaning the diapers offset the advantage of recycling the fiber in the diaper
I
itself?
wish I could answer that. I don't know.
Seems to me to be one of these phony eco-friendly stories.
Don't a lot of parents go, hey, you know what? We're going to do cloth diapers, and that lasts about 3 days.
Yes. Yes.
If that long.
And there's an argument to be made that by the time you get the gasoline, et cetera, it's just...
Didn't you try
I mean,
that
I think
once?
everybody's heart is in the right place,
Oh,
but
I
it's
thought
just
you
like,
did.
no, I'm not doing it anymore.
I never even tried that one. There may have been lobbying from one side or another, but it never happened. I say,
You finally put your foot down, huh?
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, build a town. It's not the Hershey Highway, it's the Huggies Highway. It's made of...
Well, I think it's kind of an interesting theory. I mean, if that works, it's a great way to repurpose.
I would question the amount of energy used to clean the diapers, et cetera, to recycle them. Have you ever been in an airplane, Christy?
I have, quite a few times.
Looked out the window?
Yeah.
A lot of area to landfill.
Oh, my gosh, Tom.
That's what you see. When you look at a wonderful vista, you go, oh, we could put a landfill.
Well, let's see. We could take 1.1.0001% of this country and bury stuff there. It's okay with
that
me.
doesn't leak into the groundwater.
Who cares? Come on, it's not near my house.
Don't you want a politician eventually to say that? Yeah, what do I care? It's not near my house.
Look,
I live in Washington, D.C.
My kids don't go to that school. Why would I care?
Hey, the way things are going from either party, we could have a president wearing diapers real soon.
That's true.
Either one of them. I'm not taking sides here.
No.
They're both getting up there.
Yeah. The State of the Union is brought to you by Huggies, man. Huggies helps us out, man.
Can you imagine a presidential debate with a huge Huggies logo in the back? It'd
Or
be
it depends.
It'd be worth it. By the way, do you think, does President Biden, I'm saying this with all due respect, he always wears Ray-Ban sunglasses?
Yeah.
With the logo, and he wears the aviator shades.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And if you wear the aviators, you've got to have them in a case because they're kind of
fragile,
slender and fragile. And
sure.
Do you suppose he has a Secret Service guy who's the
sunglass guy?
The Ray-Ban guy?
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Or as Johnson, he's got the president's Ray-Bans. And how many? He must have like 20 pairs of those things.
Yeah, probably.
They're cool. I think it's a good look for him.
Sure.
I admire him.
I wonder if he gets them for free now.
You think?
You would hope so.
I would think.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, those are $200 sunglasses.
Are they really?
Yeah, there are pictures of John F. Kennedy wearing Ray-Bans. He's wearing the Wayfarers.
Is that why you wore them for years?
Yes.
Yes. I wear them because they make me look cool.
Oh, very nice.
No, I like the plastic Ray-Bans because I drop them constantly.
Gotcha.
But I'm just
curious. You know there are smaller Ray-Ban Wayfarers out there, right? You don't have to get the giant ones.
No, to get the
Edith Head.
The Roy Orbisons.
Yeah, to get the giant ones, you pretty much have to go online.
Yeah.
But I like
You
them.
like the giant ones?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
Fair enough.
I have very sensitive eyes.
Well, you're a sensitive man.
Need to keep the sun.
Yeah. Boy, you can hurt his feelings right away.
Just
Can't
by
you?
looking at
right? Yeah.
Hey, today's 1%er trick for you.
What?
Do you have that thing in your car where it shoots the speedometer onto the windshield?
No.
I don't.
You mean the
I
heads-up display?
That thing.
Don't have it.
If you're wearing polarized
sunglasses.
sunglasses, you can't see that.
Right.
You can if you turn your head a little bit, and you can see it.
What?
You can't see ATMs either, can you? When you're wearing your sunglasses sometimes?
Yeah, it's not helpful. Yeah,
No.
it has an effect on that, too.
This affects almost no one, but you're welcome for the tip.
Turns out polarized sunglasses are terrible for your eyes. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I read it.
No, you didn't.
Do you know
That's total lie. I think they're very good for your eyes.
You know, to get them, they have to kill polar bears. That's how they make them polar.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
There's
It's really
No, it's just baby ones. Coming up, we have fish burglars. And do you have a cool Jeep? Sure you do, Christy.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I love my Jeep. There was a big Jeep convention.
Jeep.
Things went wrong. We'll find out about that.
Things went wrong.
Oh, yeah. It was a big party. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules or just scroll down to the bottom of the page.
Indianapolis, believe it or not, at one point was the biggest manufacturer, housed the most car manufacturers anywhere. This was before Detroit took over. And Detroit ended up taking over because they were right on the Lake Michigan, and it was easier to get ore and steel and everything, the raw materials. For some reason, this was where cars manufacturers were. Well, they wanted a test facility. Carl Fisher, who owned Prestolite, and Prestolite was a big factory, and they made a bunch of different stuff, but one of them, they made headlights for automobiles, was his big deal. He ended up going on to develop Miami. He turned Miami into a vacation place, but he was one of the four founders. And they go, we need a place. Well, Speedway at that time, that was out in the country. And so they bought this property. How big are we going to make the track? And they're kicking it around. And they made the track 2.5 miles because that's what fit in the property they had bought. That's how that became, the property they had, it became 2.5 miles. And it was a test track. And they just started promoting it as the biggest and the best and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But that's where the Indianapolis 500 is where a lot of innovation took place for years, like brakes and shocks and tires and safety. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the IndyCar Series have pioneered safety in automobiles. So how did it become the biggest and the best? I mean, just the daringness of the drivers, the innovation that took place, and again, the purses were always the biggest, and it was just where everybody from all over the world wanted to come.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker. Guess what? I saved up some money and bought this new badass spy camera. I swear to God I did. Check this thing out. Man, they got so much stuff in here. This is badass. I swear to God it is. You wouldn't think a radio station have so many pictures. Ah, look. It's Bob and Tom. Man, something about that don't look right. Let's see if we can make it better. One down. Perfect. Hey, Christy.
Hey, what are you doing here, Donnie? You're not allowed back here.
No, it's Homeland Security. I'm supposed to come back here and check you for humps today.
You're not going to get your hands on me.
Okay, if you don't like this one, how about let me use this one? You know, the touch of a wolf is a healing touch.
No.
Better yet, how about fur on fur?
I feel I might be going over the border with this, but what's the show that's always about sex? It's only
Real Personal?
Well, then back me up if you saw this. The night they had Dr. Ruth Westheimer on as a guest, and this is all true. I don't know how I'm going to clean this up. This guy calls in to ask Dr. Ruth for advice. And he said that he had been dating this girl, but he broke up with her because she had, and this is the hard part, she had extreme odor.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's what the man said. I'm sorry, but that's what and anyways, he said that since they had broken up, they had remained close friends. And she had dated 2 other guys, and those relationships broke off kind of suddenly. He thought maybe it was the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Should I tell her? And as God is my witness, this was Dr. Ruth's advice. She said, send the girl some flowers. And on one side of the card, write a little poem, something positive, something upbeat. Which, to me, that's terrible advice. I mean, I can't imagine, can you imagine that poor guy trying to write that poem?
No.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You're real sweet, but you're woo! I've went over the line, haven't I? So that's not me. That's offensive, isn't it, Paul? You're a classy guy, and that is offensive stuff.
Are we back on the air?
We are now.
I apologize.
Did that have to be clipped?
I apologize.
Yes.
I apologize to you ladies. That's right.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are 2 of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I worked the state fair.
We were stupid before stupid was cool.
Jeff Rothman, so you're in airplanes all the time.
You ever get the pilot who talks the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
And he thinks he's like a radio guy. He thinks, hey, everybody, is there your captain here in the cockpit? Like, where else is he going to be, in the bathroom? Of course he's in that cockpit. And they're always telling us how many feet we're going up. I never understood that. Why are they telling us how many feet we're flying up?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a passenger, and he's busy going on about, hey, we're going to be at our altitude, 36,000 feet. Hey, I'm a passenger. Just go above the mountains and the trees. That's all I know.
That's all I need.
That's all I know. Go high. What do I care? I'm not writing this down. 33 or 36,000. Who the hell cares? What did he say?
Kiwi Rogers is our guest. Kiwi, having just met you, I can guess you're obviously an athlete.
Yeah, I work out a little bit. They have the whole thing where you pump weights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have that cardiovascular, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing basketball the other day. They made me guard the worst dude on the other team. It was a fat dude wearing thongs. Man. Standing on the court smoking a cigarette. You know I was in bad shape.
And you couldn't keep up with him.
I couldn't keep up with him. I got involved with that aerobics. Don't like aerobics, man. That's too much like sex.
It is.
Aerobics?
Yeah, you sweat, muscles hurt, and then you got a woman up there telling you you're not doing it right.
Don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
To support a great cause.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. At the news desk, it's Christy Lee.
Hi, Chick.
Hey, there's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, Chick.
Yellow. There's Josh Arnold.
Hi there.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold's over there.
Having the time of my life.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
I'm not sure we can defend ourselves
About
today's show, but a couple things. We just had a story about some company that's turning diapers into concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skeptical.
I'm hopeful.
I am too. I'm with you, Josh.
Could be cool.
I'm just wondering if this is one of those phony save the world stories.
We'll have to see. We'll find out.
By the time they use the energy to clean the diapers, is it really part of the concrete? In any event, then I ask the question. It's possible, whatever your political affiliation may be, it's possible that our next president could be wearing adult diapers.
Sure.
And I said, wouldn't it be funny if they did the debate in front of a giant Huggies sign?
Yes.
Then I was handed these. These are adult diapers.
Oh, yeah. Sure,
And this company, this is the North Shore Megamax.
Oh, okay. So you can really fill them up.
But does the name trouble anyone?
Is it
sounds North Shore?
North Shore.
Oh.
It's like, wow, these are going to be wet.
It just makes me think of all those like John Hughes movies that took place in the northwest suburbs of Chicago.
The way they're going to smell, you'd think they'd call them Jersey Shore.
See? Right? This is why you're here, Josh. Even though there was an effort to have you off the show about 10 minutes ago.
Could you take one of those out? Are they like this big? I mean, are they huge? Like, are they Megamax because of the size?
Yeah, this must be the extra large.
They look huge to me.
But like baby diapers, they have looks like the Velcro things there. And
Is that 1 or 2?
Ace, I don't know. If this is 1, this is this is for Happy Humphrey. This is a biggie here.
You know how for the older kids that are kind of nervous about still wearing diapers, pull-ups, whatever?
Right.
They'll put like Transformers on them or Power Rangers so the boys think they're tough. Dad, you're kind of getting older. I'm not trying to be mean, but when guys get older, they might have incontinence issues. They need to start wearing diapers. Could there be a thing for the older generation that's nervous about wearing diapers that we put like their favorite characters from Hogan's Heroes or from Caddyshack?
The Andy Griffith
I'm wearing
show.
Barney Miller.
Exactly. How nice would that be, Pop?
That is a great idea. Now, I came up with my first round of kids came out.
Hey, Willie, you feeling special?
You talked about Mike. It sounded like Michael Jordan talking about the retro one.
My first round of kids that
This is a very specific era, and there are people out there who are going to agree with me about this. There was a time before they had swimming diapers for kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
They came out with them in the early 90s. And one company made them, and they all matched. It was remember this? They were blue. There was like a green and blue. So you'd go to the pool in the neighborhood, and there were all these 2, 3, 4-year-olds wearing so it looked like they were part of this really cool swim team. But before that, you'd put a kid in the water wearing a regular diaper, and they would blow up.
Sure.
But these swimming diapers were the best.
Yeah.
And they have since now, there are a whole bunch of them, and they're not all the same. But we were talking about this because of this. But also we were talking about this guy who was a veteran of some foreign country's military that lost his legs in an accident and climbed Everest.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Double amputee climbed Everest. And there was some speculation that perhaps Josh was mocking the man, and
I just had questions.
Got this very nice letter. This is from a guy, we'll just call him CC. He goes, I have had 4 fingers amputated.
Oh.
However, I still weld. I still play the guitar. I speak for all amputees with a sense of humor when I say, Josh, die on that hill. Then the last line is, I'll be the guy with half a hand cheering you on. Well, they'd be cheering you on because you can't clap. But
I've talked to...
You know, this guy exhibited that he had such a great sense of humor. You didn't have to shove it in his face like that.
He would want it that way. Here, I'll do the way he claps.
I've had the pleasure of talking with many veterans and many injured veterans, and they all have the greatest senses of humor. So
Good.
You kind of have to, I think.
Right.
And we've got to think, we're working with a company called ABC Supply. You'll see them on the A.J. Foyt cars at the Indianapolis 500, and they're doing a thing called Homes for Our Troops. They're going to match all the donations. This is a great program that builds and rebuilds and refits houses for injured veterans. Details are on all of our social media, or you can go to, it's kind of a clunky address here. It's hfotusa.org. Sorry, it's like ha, but there's no way to pronounce it.
Hafat?
HFOT. Homes for Our Troops. It's a great program, and you can make a donation. And we're doing a special thing on Friday morning. We'll be talking about that.
Great.
In the meantime, we continue with our discussion of Mount Everest, and it was stated in the story that the authorities that run at least the Nepalese side of it, you have to get a license. It's like, what, $100 grand? $100 grand or something?
A lot of money. I don't know exactly.
But they stopped allowing blind climbers to go up to Everest.
Right.
Jason writes,
oh, God.
I was expecting to hear one of you yell, why would a blind person climb the mountain? For the view?
Yeah, well.
There you go. Sorry.
It's kind of, you know, put them on top of a ladder and blow a fan in their face.
I suppose you could tell them, yeah, we're up here.
Yeah. Boy, isn't this pretty?
Oh, we summited.
If you read, I know this is facts, but if you read the story about the double amputee, by the time he got to the top, because it was so cold, they had really extremely cold temperatures, his whole face mask was frozen over. He didn't see anything.
Oh.
So can you imagine? You get all the way up there and you're like, well, I really can't see anything.
Well, he still did it. It's got to be more than about the view.
Yeah.
It's the climb, really, the journey.
It is the climb.
Yeah, it's all about the climb. Ask Miley Cyrus.
If you read the whole, if you read the whole thing, as he was going up,
yeah,
they were 2 dead bodies
coming down.
being brought down.
Yeah. Ugh.
Why do they bring him down?
Well,
so the families can mourn.
Yeah, don't you
Closure.
want?
Yeah, you kind of want the proper
you want
ceremony,
him to just
don't
be
you?
sitting there as you walk by?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, he said.
It's a choice you make.
Uncle Terrence's Yeti food.
So, I mean, two other people are going to get hurt hauling your frozen ass down the mountain? I think it's a lot to ask.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Is that part of your $100,000?
Boy, I feel put out when I'm asked to be a pallbearer. I can't imagine being a mountain corpse retriever.
You ruined the whole day.
By the way, I've never felt put out.
Don't hang up. We don't get too many calls.
Coming up in the news, Christy, what have you got over there?
We have married people who cheat. Do they regret it? We'll find out.
I love it. This is the best sex I've ever had. This feels so good.
So I regretted it. It wasn't with my wife. It was awesome.
It's new and different.
We have Big Ben in the news today. We have a coffee shop using robots.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must pour.
Yeah, you think you think your coffee's too hot now. The robot, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, pour. That's all coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also out there for you on our YouTube channel.
Hey guys, Santino Ferrucci here, driving at the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Homes for Troops Chevrolet. We're here at the Indianapolis 500. We just want to give a shout out to Homes for Troops. They build custom housing for veterans that have fought, that have disabilities, and they pay for the whole house. They pay for all the monthly expenses. They really take care of our troops when they come back from fighting overseas. You know, it's such a great charity. More than 90 cents of every dollar does go to the charity. So it is a fantastic organization, one of the best you can donate to.
Tony Stewart joins us. The head of the team is AJ Foyt. You used to work for AJ?
Actually, I had a
kind of a tryout
with AJ. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It was an experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Do you want to talk about it?
No. I don't know. I'm kind of in a vindictive mood this morning. I don't mind getting back at the old man.
You know, you're obviously a very fit guy, and a lot of the racers these days do a lot of weightlifting and really keeping in shape. Being fit is important to being a race car driver these days. He was giving you a real hard time, right?
Yeah, we actually there were two of us that went out and had a test with Foyt at Phoenix, and AJ had brought his Craftsman truck and his Winston Cup car to practice with those cars, and brought a gentleman named Frederick Ekblom from Sweden and myself, and Frederick and I couldn't really converse with each other very well. I couldn't understand what he was saying, and he couldn't understand what I was saying. Mm-hmm. But you know, hanging around with AJ and his background and my background are very similar, and as soon as I got to the track, I mean, he's cracking up jokes and poking jabs at me all day. And so we got back to the hotel that first evening, and his nephew, who's the team manager, Tommy LeMance, I told Tommy, I can't take this much longer. I'm used to giving it right back when I get it. And he goes, that's the quickest way I can think of to go home from this test early.
So he's saying, you got to just take it from AJ. You can't give it back.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying to say. So I'm thinking, well, surely I can do this another 4 days. It's not going to be that bad. So I wake up in the morning and talking about fit drivers, which AJ hasn't seen his shoes for a couple of years now. Okay. The biggest thing on his agenda for the day is making sure he's the first one down to the breakfast buffet at the hotel. So I show up in the morning.
Boy, are you a dead man?
Oh, I know. I know. I'm going to take the long way back to the garage this morning.
Oh, man.
But I go downstairs early in the morning, and right off the bat, I haven't even sat down, and I just eat a bowl of cereal in the morning. My brain cannot digest everything that I try to put down my mouth that early in the morning. But I sit down, and he's right at it again early in the morning, and all the way out to the racetrack, same thing. So I'm sitting here.
He's on top of you the whole time, giving you a tough time.
He's just killing me, and I'm sitting there thinking, boy, I really don't want to leave this test early, but I really don't want to take this all day either. So first thing he does is he gets dressed, and he's getting ready to get in his Winston Cup car, and he hadn't been in that car the day before. He ran the truck, and the truck has a lot larger window to get in than the Winston Cup car.
And the Winston Cup car, the doors don't open.
No,
there is no door.
You have to climb through the window.
Okay.
So he's getting in feet first, and he's kind of wedging himself into the window, and I look at him, and everybody's kind of working around, and the IndyCar guys are working on the Indy cars, the stock car guys are working on the stock car, and so he's about halfway in there, and I said, hold on a minute. He looks up, he stops and looks around and says, what? I go, let me get some wheel bearing grease and I'll help you slide in this thing. And you could have heard a pin drop. Nobody said anything. And the great thing about it, I guess I got lucky there, was that he almost fell out of the car backwards laughing.
Good.
And from there on, it was open season. I mean, he was twice as bad the rest of the week, and I think more of it, he just wanted to hear what I was going to say back to him. But from then on, we've been really the best of friends.
Oh, good.
Package is too large, and we'll get it there overnight. Norfolk and Way, pal. That's the name. We do it by train, cross country, by rail, overnight. There's Norfolk and Way, pal.
Here at the Bronx Zoo, we actually shipped Washoe the gorilla to the San Diego Zoo overnight. We had to pry his eyes open on the West Coast, but he's fine now. Absolutely, positively.
Absolutely, positively, we will get through it. There's Norfolk and Way, pal. We are gonna do it.
Ask for us by name, overnight by train. Norfolk and Way, pal. Norfolk, Virginia.
Hi, this is Greg Warren, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
We're speaking with Mike Armstrong, comedian, former cop in Kentucky. We're not going to say exactly where you were, cop.
We were walking around downtown.
In uniform?
This guy's laying on the sidewalk. He's laying there going, and I'm like, shut up, you drunk fool. And I got him over to the hood of the car, and this woman walks up, and she goes, excuse me, officer, you might just want to let him lay there. He just jumped from the 10th floor.
Oh, my God.
My wife's like, what'd you do now? You're on TV again.
What did you do? You're on this officer, Mike Armstrong, made matters worse on Thursday night.
See why I don't drink? Yeah, the guy, but he sued me.
He sued you?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know he's not a drunk?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Where are you from, buddy?
Patterson, from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, sure. That's famous.
Yeah, small.
Sure.
Thug downtown. It's tiny. So small, we used to get robbed by people we knew.
That's small.
People like, stick them up. I'm like, Andre? I'm going to tell your mother, man. By the way, how is Aunt Carol? How's she doing? I'll come over for dinner.
Bob and Tom.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
Josh Arnold is here.
Chick's there.
Hey, there's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold.
Yo.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Trying to find out more about this survey. I found a longer version of the survey about men who sit down to urinate.
Survey says.
And the Mexican men are the least likely to sit down to urinate.
Wow.
Whereas Germans are the most likely to, by quite a bit, actually. And it's interesting. But I did receive this letter. This is from Aaron. He writes, when I wake up in the middle of the night and I need to pee, I always sit down so I don't have to turn on the lights.
That makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. Exceptions for every rule.
Sure.
Yeah. And then if you have a bifurcated stream, and it's, thank you, Ace, which I often do. And then you've got to decide, okay, which stream do I hit the water with and which one goes elsewhere?
Well, you have to have both of them go in the water, of course.
Which is why sitting would be an advantage.
Right.
This is why at my new house I have a urinal.
Good for you.
Oh, it's the best.
That is cool, yeah.
Oh, it's really cool.
Sometimes at night, I'll just stand in the shower if I don't want to worry about Amy or anything.
There you go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just get in there, I shut it, and then when I get out, I just turn the water on for 2 seconds, and then I go back to bed.
Seems like a lot of work. Like, I feel like that process would wake me up more than I want to be woken up during that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a genius idea there, Willie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I find very smart ways to be as lazy as possible.
By the way, in the United States, from this particular article, it would appear men in the United States are more likely to sit down to pee than the Brits.
Oh, okay.
All right.
At the bottom of the scale, Poland and Mexico. At the top of the scale, Germany, Sweden, Denmark. They're more likely to sit down to pee.
Gotcha.
So very interesting, very interesting. Now, you had another set of stats over there, Christy?
I do.
Nice stats.
Involving married men or something.
Oh, I was going to get to that, but first I wanted to hear from Pat.
Oh.
So I have a story for Pat.
All righty.
London's Big Ben failed to ring for the second time in a week.
What?
Yeah, the BBC reports, Josh, that the Great Clock of Westminster stopped ticking.
Doesn't London just stop? I thought that was the rule.
30 minutes.
They all just stand there.
Waiting for Big Ben?
Yes.
That meant that it stopped for about 30 minutes, which meant the Big Ben bell. Boy, that's a lot. Big Ben bell.
And Chick, you want to clarify here?
The bell is Big Ben, not the clock.
Yeah. Failed to produce its famous bong. This is the second time the clock stopped this month. On May 10th, it stopped just before 1 p.m. and the bell did not sound. Yes, Tom?
Josh, you want to take this?
Is there a smoking device called the Big Ben bong?
I don't know. I'm not asking Willie.
Possibly. It kind of lends itself.
Yeah.
Looks like Big Ben. You flip the top off. And okay, just asking.
A House of Commons spokesperson said they were aware of the problem and had quickly rectified the issue following the most recent incident. Extra lubricant was added to the mechanisms in the section
it's
that
all
pushes
fake.
the clock's hands.
It's electronic. They just unplugged it and rebooted.
Or given more weight to provide extra power. It's not.
It's all digital now. Yeah. Greenwich Mean Time. You have a tribute.
I do indeed. All right, here we go. Last Wednesday at 9, it didn't do a thing. Normally at that time, the bong would ring. Maybe somebody had a face that could stop a clock. It didn't work all morning like King Chalk. Big Ben. Big Ben. Big broke Ben. You know, maybe if you sold the family jewels and bought yourself some dependable tools, fix that clock once and for all and didn't spend £200 million on the Queen's funeral, you could fix Big Ben. Big Ben. Big broke Ben. Big Ben. Big Ben. I'm done now. Big Ben.
That was lovely, Pat.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Big broke Ben.
We got. Would you say? What was this other survey you had?
A new study finds married people who have affairs do not regret cheating. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University conducted an extensive survey of people.
That's right, a subset of Johns Hopkins, how to start fights. Yeah.
A survey of people using Ashley Madison, a website for facilitating extramarital affairs.
Well, that immediately skews the
before and after the participants cheated.
The survey.
They surveyed people that use Ashley Madison.
Yeah, but it's not brought to you by Ashley Madison.
No, but it's skewed if you're only surveying people who are already on a
cheating website.
A cheating website. Obviously, but
the survey is about how it felt.
The survey found that having great marriages did not make cheaters any more likely to regret affairs.
For these people.
Sexual dissatisfaction was the top cited motivation to have an affair, with other motivations including the desire for independence and for sexual variety.
Tom, I disagree with this. Makes perfect sense. If you want to talk to people who have cheated, go to where the cheaters are.
Yeah, but this is not a representative sample.
Of course it is. It's a representative sample of all who have cheated.
Where would you go to get the sample?
Not all who have cheated. It's those who are doing it in this.
No. What I'm saying is it's 100% cheaters. So they can say, how did you feel?
Participants generally reported that the affair was highly satisfying, both sexually and emotionally.
There's no doubt.
And they did not regret having it.
This is like asking Bob Baffert how his horses are feeling. I think you're...
No.
What?
Where would you get a sample
like
of
Dennis
cheaters?
Miller reference.
Pop, where would you get a sample of cheaters if not Ashley Madison?
Right. Where are you going to go?
But these are people who are overtly doing this as opposed to the general population.
So you're saying because they used an app, they are more likely to enjoy it from the get-go because they're seeking it out.
Yeah.
So you just want random people.
Yeah, if you did it a whole, the whole, I don't know.
I can see. All right, I see what you're saying.
This reminds me of a story from Robert Schimmel, the great comedian. Remember
my favorite comedian.
Robert Schimmel had a number of issues, health issues, but he did have serious heart issues. And you remember this chick, and the doctor said to him, "You can't have intimate relations.
Don't have sex with anyone. No."
Like you can't have sex for 6 weeks. You can't have sex with anyone who's not your spouse for 8 weeks or something.
Yeah, in other words,
And can't you attest to that? Weren't you told a
I
similar
was told
thing?
that, and the implication is it's going to be much more exciting with someone else other than who you're, which I guess would make sense in some ways.
Wow.
If they've actually clinically done it. So, this Ashley Madison would tell me more about this. Is this?
It's a website for people who want to have affairs.
Mm-hmm. It's like Tinder for people that are immoral and terrible.
Who are married.
Are they, can you go on there as a single woman or man looking to be a part of an,
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been on it.
I'm not going to be cheating on anybody, but I will help you cheat on your spouse.
I would think so, but I'm not sure.
Well, okay. As Chick said, a nice argument starter.
You think cheating can save a marriage? A one-night stand.
Wow.
You think a one-night stand could, let's say the guy.
How do you think it would benefit the marriage?
Let's say the guy he can't help. He's just like, man, you know what? I married my high school sweetheart. I've never been with one other person.
Oh.
And it's haunting him. It's just in his thoughts of, I wonder what it's like to be. And he finally goes and does it, and he totally gets it out of his system, and he goes back to his happy marriage.
Well, in that case, in that scenario, sure. But what if it's the other way? What if he's like, look at what I'm missing?
Well, I'm sure that happens.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if it's in some cases, we never hear about the affairs that have saved a marriage.
That's because people don't admit to them.
Oh.
You got to keep that quiet.
And they're probably not going to answer this survey question either.
I see.
Just asking.
I'd much rather do like the Family Feud survey, just, kind of fun stuff. Where do you scratch a cat and it goes meow? That's a much more fun survey than cheating on people.
The answer's
It's
anus.
so much harder to cheat now. Can you imagine?
Oh, dude.
Phone tracking.
Yeah,
and,
just
oh
so
my God. I don't know how
Apple
people do
I don't know
it.
how you get away with it, Christy. Amazing.
It's really tough, Josh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Coming up, we have the death of another bird.
Oh no!
God, you know how to tease, don't you?
Well, it's so unusual.
Well, this is so disgusting.
We also have fish burglars.
Fish burglars.
Yeah, and if you're a Jeep lover,
Not
and owner,
fish burgers; those are different.
Oh, I love that Filet-O-Fish. That's high.
Sure. Is that a fish burger?
All right, we'll call it a fish burger. Those are delightful. And a little bit of Kurt Cobain in the news. What else have you got, Christy?
Also coming up, we have a public drunkenness at a Jeep event. Come on, no way. And TikTok making news again. I'm kind of confused about this TikTok story, but...
Okay, well, we'll find out. Right now, I'm not confused about one thing, and that is the quality of the sleep number bed. I know I love my sleep number bed. We'll do a little quiz here. Christy Lee, your sleep number setting is what?
45.
What does that mean?
That means it's on the softer side of the mattress scale, if you will.
Then, Mr. McGee?
100. I like a firm mattress, Tom.
See, he's on the other end.
But you could buy one mattress, and either side of the bed has its own setting, and you can change it at any time. You could both be 100, you could both be 45, you could be whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
They should call it the Sleep Number Freedom Bed, because everybody's happy. Adjustable firmness is just part of the Sleep Number story. Sleep Number smart beds automatically respond to your movements throughout the night. They have a number of different beds that do a number of unusual things. Some of them have the ability to raise the head so you can read easier, or if you have issues with snoring, perhaps that could help. Find out by going to the Sleep Number store and see what they've got. We call it sleeping at the next level. Unlock your very special potential with a smart bed that can perform as well as you do. And right now, 50% off That's a huge savings on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus, right now, for a limited time, special financing is available subject to credit approval. Get the details, as I said, at any Sleep Number store. To find that store, sleepnumber.com/BT show. That's sleepnumber.com/BT show. Coming up also, a coffee shop manned, if you will, or personed by robots. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you.
And everything that makes it so great is all the traditions and all the things that go on. 1963, Tony Holman's out at Indianapolis Raceway Park, another track on the west side of Indianapolis. He sees this Scottish band, a bagpipe band with drums, walking around the grounds. He said, people are loving this. And he's thinking, I got all these guys from Europe and Great Britain and Scotland. How do I make them feel at home? So he invited this doctor who was heading up this bagpipes band. Why don't you come to the track? And so in 1963, 60 years ago, the Gordon Pipers performed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the very first time, and they have every year since. And 4 Gordon Pipers always welcome the winner back into victory lane. And it's a tradition because that's congratulating the winners on keeping all 4 wheels on it for 500 miles.
Behind me is the infield of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm here to give you some of the fashion do's and don'ts of the biggest party at the race. Let's talk footwear on race day. You want to wear something comfortable, something you can walk in, something not too expensive. My choice, the Nike Air Monarchs. They're in your garage, next to the lawnmower. Your dad wears them. Don't wear this. This is a Croc. I don't care if it's in sport mode. The holes do give you hilarious tan lines, but you don't want to get any trough juice on your little toesies. If you run into a man wearing these, run away. Any man wearing weatherproof boots at the track has a mind for destruction. He washed his face in the trough this morning. He's been drinking Mountain Dew and moonshine since 6 a.m. If you bump into him, give him a go Colts and keep it moving. What to wear on race day. In the morning, it'll be a little colder. This is my favorite piece of clothing that I own. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. No big deal. Any shirt with the name of an alcohol and the word racing is one of the coolest things you can wear here. This one's sort of a deep cut. Rolling Stone shirt. The concert took place at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Colt skier will do, but I say go the extra mile. This is a Colt shirt with a St. Elmo shrimp cocktail. I'm not a big fan of wearing sports jerseys for a team that is out of season. Colts aren't playing, and the Pacers also aren't playing. Quick rule for basketball jerseys at the race. You want to wear your Larry Bird Indiana State jersey? Don't. You want to wear your Reggie Miller jersey? Don't. Rick Smits? Don't. Paul George? Don't think about it. George Hill? Not at all. It's too expensive, too cool, and it's going to get covered in Busch Light. You want to wear a Lance Stevenson jersey. Any Pacer that was here less than 3 years. Maybe a Danny Granger jersey. If you're wearing a basketball jersey, pop it off around lap 50. I hear you. Willie, I have a gut. If you're embarrassed about being fat, move to France. This is America and you're allowed to have a gut. You're saying, Willie, I got pimples on my back. I got stretch marks. This time of the year, that's your stars and stripes, my friend. Pop it off and let that flag fly. This is the coolest thing you can wear at the race, an actual Indy 500 shirt. Bonus points if you have an armpit hole or some sort of fraying around the neck. There is one more acceptable shirt to wear to the race. This is what a race fan looks like. Garfield's creator, Jim Davis, is from Indiana. The most famous person from Indiana. Suck it, Greg Kinnear. On race day, you're going to want a nice hat. You can go with an official Indianapolis Motor Speedway hat, or you can go with a cooler Indianapolis 500 hat that I got on 16th Street from a guy selling tacos. Anything with the word Indy on it. I'd recommend a Colts hat or a Pacers hat. The coolest hat you can wear on race day, however, is a Late Night with David Letterman hat. Of course, owner of the Letterman Ray Hall team. I do not want to see a Jay's Garage hat. I don't want to see anything Team Coco. If you have a Daily Show hat and it's spelled D-A-L-Y like Connor Daly, that could fly.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hi, Chick.
Hi. There's Josh Arnold.
Chickster.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold's here. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold. Hello, Tom.
Thank you very much, Chick McGee.
Yes, sir.
Looking very handsome today, sir.
Right back at you.
I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's that beard.
Maybe exhaustion. Could be.
That luscious beard. For someone who's exhausted, you got plenty of color today.
Got some color? Yeah.
Were you out walking around this weekend?
Yeah, a lot of sun in the area. Yeah, okay. Check local listings for your sun, wherever it might be.
Don't take ours.
No, we need all ours.
Oh, there we go.
And don't let the sun go down on us.
That's right.
Me.
What?
You.
Okay.
That has two meanings, you know. Very awkward.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, S-U-N.
Change the U to an O.
Oh, God, you guys.
That's what we do.
I would never have thought of that.
Well, you're a good person.
Coming up, comedian Joey Molinaro is going to be joining us. And
hey, how you doing?
in the meantime,
don't you hope he talks like that?
I don't.
Oh,
in the meantime, we go back to Christy Lee at the news desk. What have we missed?
A town in Austria tried putting up a fence.
Hello, real Austria.
To prevent tourists from taking selfies. The mountain town of Hallstatt is famous for its picturesque. I can't talk today.
Yeah, you've really messed the story up.
Okay. The mountain town of Hallstatt
take a breath, start over.
is famous for its picturesque views and glacial trails, but local officials tried to take action against the throngs of tourists taking photos of the scenery. Tourists visiting the city will often take photos and selfies from a viewpoint that overlooks the town like in mountains. But according to the BBC, a wooden barrier had to be put in place to hide the famous view.
Hey.
But the fence has since been taken down, Tom.
Oh, good.
The mayor told Austrian newspapers people who live in the area just wanted to be left alone. Over 1 million tourists head to Hallstatt every year to take a picture at the viewpoint because it's theorized it's the inspiration behind the Disney film Frozen.
You know what? Now I'm for the fence.
Yeah. Right?
This is in Austria.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know the Germans, that wall didn't work out.
Well, did his job for a while.
that Berlin thing.
Wow, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down the wall. Okay. Go ahead.
Authorities in Texas are saying this year's Jeep Weekend event was so raucous, it resulted in 233 arrests.
Whoa.
KTRK.
We're a TV station.
Reports in addition
Not going to go like Trick?
Or Trek?
Truck?
I wasn't listening.
It's KTRK.
KTRK. K-Track.
Reports that in addition to arrests for public drunkenness and disorderly conduct, dozens of people were hospitalized, with one woman in critical condition. The Galveston County Sheriff's Office said it had been preparing for 3 months ahead of the popular annual Crystal Beach event. According to KRPC,
We're a TV station.
The unofficial event began as a gathering for Jeep fans, but in more recent years has drawn tens of thousands of people who just show up to drink and party.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what this, they're not admiring each other's Jeeps.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's even more fun if you're in a Jeep.
Apparently, a Jeep thing is beating up somebody else.
See, here's where this kind of went off the rails. It used to be, "We're on your side." It was an actual news slogan I'd seen one time on the road, and I thought it was hilarious. And then I started seeing "We're on your side" in a lot of different cities. And turns out there are people who come up with these slogans for the news, and they sell them to these TV stations, and you get a whole package of "We're on your side" T-shirts and stuff. Well, I kept trying to do that, and I would come up with first, best to last, news that works, news the way you live your life, the total news just for you, stuff like that. You didn't like that. You wanted me to start making fun of the letters, and that's where it kind of went off the rails. And
so you want to go back to the old way?
I think I do.
Okay, so then according to KRPC,
beyond the headlines. How's that?
Nice.
Okay, can we go back to that?
How about according to KTRK?
Better than ever. I mean, boy, did we suck before.
Better than ever is actually
we used to just make everything up.
Better than ever. Give me another. I've got
Somebody
one.
really had to work.
Give me another.
KCUF.
At the speed of life.
No.
Yeah, I've heard that right. I love that one. That's so phony and generic.
So bad,
it means nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that is silly.
How about stories that count from people who care?
Yep. Is that a real one?
Yes. All of these are real. The
That's
one to
amazing.
watch. The power of information. Total news coverage.
Save them. Save them.
Oh, they're all here, man.
A coffee shop in...
How about, I don't know.
What?
This Jeep thing?
No.
Oh.
I'm just slogans.
Oh.
Like KCMU. Tracy has cramps.
See, once
What?
again, you're screwing it
That
out.
makes no sense.
Who's Tracy?
They're just letting you know what's happening. KTVK. Our meteorologist has the best boobs in any market. Just be honest about it.
Yeah, Jamie is reducing.
Michelle could use a nose job, but my God, that ass.
Why are we just picking on the women? What about the guys?
Because
Yeah.
Phil's full of
I don't know, Christy. It has something to do with the way my parents raised me.
Nobody talks about men
Those guys,
reducing.
they're at work. You don't want to bother them. They're doing their thing. Yeah. We don't want to bother the fellas.
Our sports guy has roids, and they're itching tonight.
And it cuts to him. He's just sliding around in his chair.
Like a cat skidding across the carpet.
And our top story.
Some baseball highlights. His right hand is mysteriously under the desk. So the point is this giant fun thing for Jeeps. I mean, what, 200 people plus got arrested? Seems about average.
A lot of fighting. It also resulted in the largest rubber duck fight ever.
Oh, really?
No, you have a Jeep.
Yeah, but we don't get ducks. You have to have a Wrangler to get the ducks.
Now, do you
I have a Cherokee,
wave
Grand
at
Cherokee.
fellow Jeep?
I sometimes do, but that's another Wrangler. All of these are Wrangler things.
Because as you know, I had 4 Jeeps in a row.
Yeah, but you had Grand Cherokees as well. You never had a Wrangler.
By the way, a little ad for the Grand Cherokee. Best radio of any vehicle out there.
It works.
I think technically you're a Jeep skate if you have 4 Jeeps in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very
Thank you very
nice.
much.
The real Jeep
So
I'm on my second
so whenever
one. I
I was
love it.
waving at fellow Jeep Cherokee people, they thought I was an idiot?
Yep. Because that's only a Wrangler thing.
Yeah, and to be fair, when you wave at most people, they think you're an idiot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unfortunate side effect of being an idiot.
Yeah, okay, cool.
People who think you're an idiot. It's amazing.
I saw him wave to a stop sign once. It was embarrassing.
Don't you hate when you're waving at somebody and you're like, hey, and then you realize it's not the person you thought it was? You're like, oh, I feel like an idiot.
No, because then they feel like, God, I should have known that person.
Do you think
I
that's
always
what
just
they
try to
do?
up the awkwardness. I wave, and then I go, oh, and then they're like, who are you? And I go, no, I'm waving because I just want to have sex with you. And then I run off.
And by the way, so
everybody's
nice
confused.
Do you ever give like a polite wave? You're walking around the neighborhood and then you wave at someone, they don't wave back at you?
Yeah.
It's so impolite whenever I just go, hey, I'm trying to be nice in my neighborhood to you.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
And then you throw the jerk at him.
Yeah, then I yell at them and I take my shirt off, try to fight them.
Were you
Why can't
guys
people be neighborly anymore?
Exactly.
Were you guys on the thank you wave? You always give them the thank you wave?
Yes.
They let you in or whatever?
Yeah, I do.
Very big
every
on it.
time.
Because I really am appreciative.
I
and
am
then
too.
do you drop the window down?
What?
To
thank you wave?
Yeah, if it's a really good thank you wave, I'll put the window down and stick my arm out and do that.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
just do it in the rearview mirror, like, hey, thanks.
If my window's already down, I'll wave out the window.
You're not going to go to the effort to put it down?
No
My
way.
arm's too short; they wouldn't see it anyway.
I think if I was nicer, I'd give them a thank you wave.
Entitled out there on the roads?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you curse at people?
I do. I have terrible road rage.
Oh, you got to let it go.
Did you just ask that?
Uh-huh.
You've got the worst road
I have terrible.
traffic Tourette's I've ever seen.
Oh, I had a guy this morning. Jesus.
What do you do to you, Tom?
Oh, there's this zone of there's like an 8 billion mile construction area you can't get through, and so there's a red light there. It's 3 a.m. No one's doing anything, and this guy sits through the light.
He followed the law. He did everything right.
Said, "You're driving a nice pickup truck, you huge pussy. There's no one here. Go through the light. I've got to get to work."
Wow.
And I couldn't go around him because of all the cones.
I've got to get to work 4 hours early.
I mean, just so entitled. And
It's not a matter of being entitled. It's a matter of using your judgment.
I think it might be.
They should make those flashers at that hour.
See, that's
Yes.
very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Everything
Right.
should be flashing.
It's not the
before
guy's
5.
fault for following the law.
no, because if there's flashers, it'll be one red and one yellow, and then he will get the red, and he will still treat it like a yellow.
Well,
I got the
slow down. I'll tap the brakes.
I got the speed up
that's
this
treating
morning.
it like a yellow. You got the what?
The speed up. He was behind me, and I turned in here, and he was following way too close. So I didn't make it quicker than I could have, but I didn't make it any slower than I could have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I turned, and he was behind me, and he went, ah!
Yeah.
Hope he hit a deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't bring the deer
And
into
please
this.
use your turn signals, people. I don't know what you're thinking.
Don't listen to her. You can use them when you think about them. If you don't, that's okay.
Do what I do. Leave the left one on at all times. It's all right. All right.
Hey, look at that. He's turning left around the world.
Constantly turn.
Oh, boy. Never seen nobody so crap all stupid.
Does your car have the turn signal thing that's so loud? Like if you're talking to someone on the phone and they go, what's happening? What's that clicking? Oh, it's their turn.
I am going to blow your mind.
Is that adjustable?
On my car it is. I've got it turned completely off.
The blinker sound?
Yeah.
Really?
It doesn't go clink, 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 clink anymore.
I was buying
like
a
it
car
that
with
way.
my ex-husband, and he refused to get it because the turn signals were too loud. Literally.
I didn't know you could adjust that.
I didn't either.
Although I'm not going to take the time to find out how.
I mean, this is the second model of this car that I've had that has that.
You know, the sound is kind of important.
Yes.
Yeah.
It reminds you that you're turning.
Yeah,
And that it's
or that
on.
it's left on.
Yeah.
It indicates that you
Or-
need to replace the light if it's
Or
on.
you could just see it on your dashboard.
I mean, Chick is right too. It'll
Fate's
a lot of times
faces front.
the cars are better now, but back in the day, it was you wanted the sound. Hey,
So-
what's incessant clicking? Oh, I've had my blinker on.
So it's
like
3
I'm
in the morning. You're at an intersection.
Oh,
It's all
this
cones.
still Andy Rooney.
There are no.
Phones used to be
There
small, and now
are
they're
no
big.
cars anywhere you're going to sit there and wait for the light.
I was going to the Giants game tonight. Can you believe it?
There are 4 lights I go through on red almost every morning.
That's insane.
All right, well, for now, you do that.
Yeah.
Pulled over.
I got pulled over once.
Why are you proud of it? That's my question. Why are you?
No, because they need to be retooled. They need to make them blinkers.
Yes, but it's not the man's fault in front of you.
No.
No, he should have manned up and gone through the
Manned
intersection.
up.
Come on, he's driving a pickup truck. Come on.
How long do you think, how many minutes do you think that really affected your day?
Less than one.
Oh, that light's like 8.
No.
8 minutes. The light's 8 minutes, everybody.
No, the one up here. There's like a left turn signal that if you're not, you have to be focused like you're in the 100-yard dash in the Olympics.
Or a NASCAR,
it's green. Go quick. Oh,
dragster.
There are sensors in the street. It knows you're there. But
it doesn't know that I'm going through it on
But
red every
knowing
morning.
you, if you go through it and you're off the sensor, it'll stay. It doesn't know you're there.
By the way, this is anybody who doesn't like, many towns now have roundabouts.
Sure.
Love them.
And anybody who doesn't like those but still complains about stoplights, you are just a bitchy person.
Yeah.
Roundabouts solve all these issues.
They're the best.
So awesome.
Yes.
They're the best. Okay, well, let's move forward here, Christy. What's happening in the
A
world?
coffee shop in Brooklyn is now using robot baristas. The robot baristas at Bot Bar in Greenpoint.
What have we told you about this?
What?
You're using the word robot when they aren't robots.
Hand out coffee while human employees assist
A robot
customers.
has a face.
No,
Okay.
no, these are barista robots, so they're all tattooed.
Hey, you see those baristas in there, Willie, with all their tattoos?
Rings.
I identify as a refrigerator.
Call me they. Call me they.
You what?
Human employees assist customers and refill the coffee machine when needed. There are some drawbacks to the model. Adam.
The murderers. They've been killing people while making coffee.
Adam, one of the robot servers, cannot customize orders, and the machines only serve cow milk. Denise Chung, owner of Bot Bar, says the goal of the bots is to make coffee ordering more fun and efficient.
All right.
Well, how can it be more efficient if they only have one kind of...
Well, that's very efficient. Yeah. That's too efficient, some would say.
You get it this way or no way.
Right.
Cow milk is best milk.
Tip me with a flash drive or a new bolt.
Yes.
Money means nothing to me.
So they're robot I'll give you robot levers.
I haven't seen them. Did you look them up?
Mechanized.
Maybe they do have faces. Do they have faces, Tom?
They
I didn't.
better have faces.
When his chick would say, I can just imagine you get there and the robots. I can't believe Mike wants me to work Saturday.
I
No
don't know
way.
who the hell he
Do
thinks
you
he
like
is.
my nasal septum piercing?
Well, now
It does.
kinda. It kinda has more of a.
It's
It has
closer to an R2D2 type thing.
Right.
It has sort of a body and then like
Yeah.
a
It doesn't
round.
it doesn't have a head.
Right.
It's got a
like a
little-
round saucer
with
for
like
a head.
little.
Here comes old saucer head.
No, it looks like a flying saucer for the head.
If I'm working there, I'm getting a bunch of balloons, blowing them up, drawing a face on it, and putting it where that head should be.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
And you triple your business at this coffee shop.
And it does have an
it's
arm.
Balloon Head, the robot. Yeah. Oh, kids would love it.
It does have an arm. How does the hand thing know when to let go of the coffee?
I don't know the answer.
This
to
arm
that.
kind of comes
Burning,
down.
burning,
comes
hot,
out.
hot coffee, burning.
He's just constantly crushing cups of coffee. Whoops, I'll start again. Oh, I've been here for 20 minutes.
Come on,
Here's your
Adam.
triple latte, extra hot crunch.
Sorry, I had too many WD-40s last night. Boy, am I feeling those.
Crunch.
Read my screenplay.
Now, do you do the thing, Christy, where you order the coffee on your phone,
No,
then you go to pick it up?
no, I don't do that.
Okay, because I do that. But then the problem with that is you walk up there, and there's all this stuff, so you start picking up everybody else's coffee and holding it up to see if it's yours or not.
Yes. Why
Thus
would you,
getting your
germs all over everybody else's coffee?
booger-laden fingers all over someone
Oh,
else's.
right.
Booger-laden.
Everyone is filthy but you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm still alive at this
Is it
advanced
still
stage.
hot when you pick it up? Because
Yeah, no, it's the best.
Chick, how do you feel
I
about a
don't agree.
robot with a face and a hat?
I'd like a hat on my robot.
Like a cloth hat?
You know, it'd be a backward hat with those tattoo-wearing hippies things in their face.
No, it'd be a beret with a pencil-thin mustache.
Keeps the sun out of my eyes.
I want like a top hat, but it's got goggles on top of the brim, kind of like a steampunk look. That's what I'm
So,
going for.
how do you think the Reds will do this year?
Do you like my V for Vendetta tattoo? We get it.
Remember. You see,
I have to leave early. I have an audition.
Will these robots be coming everywhere, do you think?
Yes.
know. We'll see.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be a robot world.
a robot.
Yeah, you're lucky you got me. Jenny is on the rag.
Wow.
What coffee shop do you go to?
Where
they go? Hey, Jenny's on the rag today. Sorry.
Who says rag anymore? Number of repairmen came early this month. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Where the hell are you going when you're getting these interactions?
Lucky you got me. I'm the only man here. The red wave has hit the rest of these chicks.
I didn't know robots.
Their robot periods have synced up.
Of course.
Why did they make us menstruating?
I like to call it Riot at Tuna Lagoon.
It simply makes no sense.
I didn't know robots had cycles. Oh,
that's
where do you
right.
think baby robots come from, idiot?
Smells like 30 weight in here. How you feeling, Christy?
I'm feeling great.
Oh, okay, that sounds sarcastic.
Stupid.
Yeah.
We have a robot story, it seems, every
Because robots are taking over.
You know,
AI's going to kill us.
Robot baristas are fine, but I bet they still spell your name wrong on the cup. We all have problems, don't we?
This is for Jish.
I went in there and they said, "What?"
Is
And I don't
Jish
know why.
here?
I said, "Well, I know I didn't want to get recognized right then at that moment, so I just said, what's your name?" And I said, "Chuck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady said, "Doug," and I went, "Yes."
That's always.
Absolutely, it's Doug.
You know, in her defense, I'd be like that because I can't hear very well anyway, and I just go, Doug, sure.
No, I could never do that.
I could never do that
so
either.
hard, and I'd be ruining everyone's coffee. And
Man, I got a terrible misspelling the other day. I go, yeah, the name's Josh, and I looked at the cup, and it said Fatty Gay Bay. What is this about? It's Josh.
See, they really heard you wrong.
Yes.
Oh.
Time now to talk about what's happening outside. What's happening outside is there's grilling going on. That's right, because it's the steak season. And guess what's just around the corner? Father's Day. If you're thinking of getting your father a book or a tie.
A book.
No. There might be one good book. I'll recommend that later. The point is, you don't want to get him a tie. Get him a steak, right, Josh?
That's right. Hey, if you get him a book about grilling.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Steve from Omaha Steaks. Look at the top of the comment. Does it say Omaha Books?
Oh, it says Omaha Steaks, and they know. Father's Day is right around the corner. Get Dad what he really wants, Omaha Steaks. They're perfectly aged, they're always tender, and they're guaranteed delicious. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks, well, they've made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected packages. Head over to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code BTS, as in Bob Tom Show, at checkout. You're going to get $30 off your qualifying order. Packages can include fork tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignon, other gourmet grillables like the air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, burgers, jumbo franks, and many more favorites. Whether he's your father, father-in-law, father figure, whatever, he's the guy who has always been ready to step up when you needed him most. This Father's Day, step up for him. Show him the love with the only gift that's as unforgettable as he is, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off. An unforgettable gift guaranteed to make old Dad's day. Because if there's one thing we know, well, it's that dads want steak. That's omahasteaks.com. Code BTS at checkout.
Okay, thank you very much, Josh. And the beauty of getting Omaha Steaks is you can fall by and, look.
Oh,
it's a Sunday at 5. We're grilling. Hi, Dad.
What's happening?
Oh, this is great.
What's that smell?
No, I'll help clean up the paper plates. Okay, thank you very much, Omaha Steaks. A great gift for Father's Day. Coming up, comedian Joey Molinaro is going to join us. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
The night before the 500 in the 60s and 70s really made Sodom and Gomorrah look like a retirement community. I mean, Georgetown Road, the Coke Lot, oh my gosh. The snake pit, the stories of the old snake pit. I remember seeing packs of Indiana State Troopers in packs of 15 to 20 walking, trying to regain some sort of semblance of humanity in that first turn snake pit. I mean, throwing girls up on blankets and drinking and motorcycles and setting cars on fire and setting sofas on fire, and it was just unbelievable. How more people didn't get killed in there every year, I have no idea. But that was a lot of people's introduction to the Indianapolis 500, was as you're a young kid going in there and you party, and who won what, there's a race, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, look at that. And then, next year, and then, wow, look, hey, who, what, heard of bees? Well, I better get out. So then all of a sudden you buy it. So that was your introduction. Now you're buying tickets, and then your girlfriend, now your wife, all of a sudden your kids, you're introducing them. It just grew. That's how a lot of people were introduced to it.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker. Guess what? I saved up some money and bought this new badass spy camera. I swear to God I did. Check this thing out. Yep, this is where it happens, a Bob and Tom studio. Oh, perfect. Don't even look like they're busy.
Everything's good today.
Hey guys, I got a question. Excuse me. Hey. What's happening?
What are you doing here? Donnie Baker.
Well,
Donnie, we're working here.
Yeah, well, I'm working too, because the fact remains, I ain't going to just keep calling into you guys without a pay raise. I need a pay raise, and I want a better parking spot.
Employee, you moron.
Okay, well, I'm not taking less than what I'm asking for. I swear to
getting anything.
Well, but I won't settle for that. I want to pay it.
We'll multiply that by 2.
I'll call FICA. Okay, if you're going to times it by...
Go right ahead. Will you just get out of here? You don't even work here.
Well, okay, how about some Bon Jovi tickets? Angel Skinner loves John Bon Jovi's.
Sure, you've got Bon Jovi tickets, absolutely. We'll get one for Angel.
Parking pass?
She'll get to go with Jay Baker to see the show.
Ah, okay. Those are great seats.
Tell her to bring extra pants.
I gotta go.
Oh, man.
And a lefty black Fender Stratocaster guitar smashed by Kurt Cobain during the Nevermind era of Nirvana sold at auction for nearly 10 times its pre-sale estimate. Julian's Auction says the guitar sold for nearly $600,000 last weekend. It was estimated to go for about $60,000. The guitar was smashed and repaired. All 3 members of Nirvana have autographed it, and Cobain had written an inscription on it when he gave it to Mark Langening of Screaming Trees. The new buyer has not been identified. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Let Josh do it.
Okay, Josh, give it a shot.
Hey, you're listening to the Bob and Tom Show. We're having a heck of a morning. And right now, we're rocking with the boys from Detroit. No. It's none other.
Wait, they're not from Detroit.
They're from New York City.
Your mind?
Very famously from New York.
They had a song called Detroit Rock City. They're not from. That was so.
That's why I thought they were. That's why I thought they were from there. All right, Godwin, you give it a shot.
All right, go ahead.
Here's Pat.
4 guys from Liverpool.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Don't.
Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Kevin Pollak is our guest. This is something that interests me. You do, for example, you do a tremendous Johnny Carson. What are all of your guys going to die off pretty soon? I mean, you've got, is that a concern? Because one of the things about our life now, with all these TV channels out there, there's so little commonality.
Yeah.
You know, we're the classic impressions when we were coming up, you know, was Edward G. Robinson when we were little kids. We're going, who the hell's that?
Yeah.
And now you've got people in their 30s going, Johnny who?
Well, that's why I had to bring along Christopher Walken.
There you go.
For the kids who love him. I'm a hoofer at heart. I don't know if you saw the Fat Boy Slim video, but I kick it old school.
That's great.
Have you interviewed Christopher Walken?
No.
Okay, well, here's your chance. And keep in mind, all of his thoughts are completely unconnected.
So go ahead and ask Christopher Walken anything.
All right, what's your new project, Christopher?
Frankenstein never scared me.
So how long have you been working on the film?
Marsupials do.
And when's its release date?
Because they're fast.
They are fast. They are.
Hey, this is Frank Caliendo, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
There was this bass player, and he was sitting in a bar just getting really, really drunk. He was mad at the world.
Yeah.
He had been fired from his latest job, mad at everyone, just angry, drinking. So he leaves the bar. He's very, very drunk. He's walking down the street. And across the street is a nun walking the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bass player runs across the street, knocks her down, and just starts kicking her and hitting her and going crazy.
A drunk bass player.
A drunk bass player. And he looks down and says, "You're not so tough now, are you, Batman?"
This is why we get mail. That's it for our show. Based on.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
How about that?
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold.
With an email that tackles not one, but two of this morning's topics.
All right.
There's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold. I'm
Stand
Chick
up or sit
McGee. I'm Chick McGee. And this is Tom Griswold.
Is one of the topics your insensitivity to
Yes.
many people in this world?
Yes, Larry has written in. Hats off to you, Larry.
Ha ha
Oh, baby. Del Shannon humor not flying this morning.
Now, if your name's Roy Harper, please send us a message. Certainly. Quickly.
Hats off to Larry.
Yeah. That old song.
Hats off.
Hats off to Larry?
I think it's Del Shannon, I think.
Right.
Not familiar with
Yeah,
Hats
I
Off
don't
to
know that
Larry.
song.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
called Hats Off to Larry?
Yeah.
What's it about?
2 minutes.
Fellow named.
It's about 3 minutes long. And
Well, Larry says, we were talking about Mount Everest and how there are people that actually have to go up and remove the corpses.
Sure.
He says, would those people who carry the dead climbers down Mount Everest be Nepal bearers?
You know what? Hats off to Larry, by all means.
once
He
I
also-
had a... Oh, go ahead.
He also says, I've been a sitter, meaning he sits when he pees,
Yeah.
for years since recovering from a medical procedure. He had his wiener cut off. I believe.
It's false.
No, he's
It's a false
He
wiener
says,
now.
I believe it to be cleaner even if I don't miss the bowl due to less splash. Larry's right.
Yeah.
It is cleaner.
But
but
Makes a lot of sense.
but then you're applying your buns to a germ-laden toilet seat.
It's your toilet seat. You don't keep it clean?
Oh, I thought these were for away games.
not necessarily, no.
No, I
You probably clean your toilet seat after every use, don't you?
I like to have a very clean house.
You should get like windshield wipers installed on your toilet. Just a button you push and whoosh,
Oh.
nice and clean for you.
I have a
pal.
whole system. You think it's cool?
Yeah, it's quirky.
Sounds like it was recorded in a bathroom while he was sitting down.
It sounds like someone told him, you get in there and give us another one, like Runaway. Right now. Do it.
You couldn't be more right.
You guys like Runaway, though?
Yeah, that's a great song.
The greatest version of that is Bonnie Raitt's version.
It's Del Shannon's. The greatest version is the original.
No.
Not in this case.
Yo,
Jeez,
what?
guys.
I disagree strongly.
Bonnie Raitt's is good.
First of all, she can sing rings around whatever that warbling was. Secondly,
that piano in that original
It's
Runaway
very
is
cool.
so awesome.
Wow. Oh, you mean that?
Run away.
Is that a piano?
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
It sounds like a carousel.
I love carousel music.
That movie sucks.
Sometimes I sit outside of a merry-go-round just to listen to the music.
Oh, that's great, Del. Keep going, baby. Kill him, Dell.
I have a question. We were talking about Jeeps because of this Jeep convention where a lot of people had a lot of fun. A couple people
I'm having trouble, and I'm sitting right here following you. Okay, what's going on now?
We had a story about the Jeep convention in Texas. It's this huge party. They arrested a couple hundred people, but a lot of people just having fun. A couple people got hurt, but that'll happen with a big crowd. You know, you got numbers. It's going to happen either way. But then we got talking about the hand signal. You're supposed to wave at someone if you're driving a Jeep. And over the course of time, I've had 4 Jeep Cherokees.
Right.
Wait a minute. I've had 5, now that I think about it.
Right.
I had that gray one that I sold to PJ. The point is, I was always waving at people.
What a blowhard you are.
It's a long show, chick.
It's usually a Wrangler. It's usually a Wrangler.
So you're only supposed to. So then we got talking about hand signals, and when someone lets you in, do you give them a thank you?
Sure.
Do we have
courtesy?
Do we have a universal gesture for, hey, I was wrong, I just screwed up, sorry?
No.
We don't really have one.
No.
But
where you could go, hey, look, I'm really sorry, that was me. I
just go,
a mistake driving. I'm sorry.
I will. Sometimes I've hit myself in the forehead, I'm a dope. I'm sorry. That kind of thing.
No, if you are behind the wheel, you have never made a mistake. When you're behind the wheel, you're always right. Everyone's wrong. You guys, you just need to man up a little bit here.
Thank you.
No, I always admit when I'm wrong.
But I mean, there isn't a signal for that. There isn't hold up 4 fingers and spin them around or something.
What about a peace sign? Is that kind of nice? You go, hey, my bad. Send in peace. I come in peace, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, in certain cultures, that's considered to be the middle finger.
If turned around and put in an up position, right?
Right, yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious. That's just something our culture could use. In the meantime, we're getting ready to meet our guest, I think. We're going to talk with comedian Joey Molinaro. But first, Christy, what else have you got over there?
Officials in Maryland are saying burglars have stolen over 100 Japanese koi fish from at least 3 backyard ponds.
Did they?
One of the victims, Stephen Stewart of Hobbit's Glen, told WUSA,
oh, geez, above and beyond,
that at least 20 fish disappeared from his pond. He said some were 2 or 3 feet long and had been growing in his pond for more than 15 years.
Oh, they were his friends.
According to fishlab.com, mature koi can sell for thousands of dollars. Are they sure the raccoons didn't get them?
Yeah. They get them. Raccoons get them all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll pluck out a koi.
Yep.
So they're looking for a guy with a huge baggie. I mean, isn't that how you'd steal? Isn't that how you'd have to steal them?
Yeah, like a cooler, maybe.
Wouldn't you have to have with
water in it, like at the fair?
Like at the state fair when you win a little goldfish? To get those extra large baggies you use for traveling, whatever they are. Well, okay.
I always like it when a place says koi. Look at these.
Aren't they
Big
nice?
Fish.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's swimming.
Do you have a favorite color koi?
Orange.
What if it's a menswear department store? What about that?
I go...
they have koi there.
Yeah. I go, oh, look, they put these next to the corduroy. These are corduroy koi.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Is there... Now, I know there are restaurants, not a few and far between. There are restaurants that have the lobster sitting there swimming and you pick one out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a sushi place that does that?
I have not seen one.
I mean, tuna are pretty big.
Yeah. There used to be the place over here that had the koi in the stream. Remember that you would walk over the bridge?
Yep.
Inside the restaurant.
They get real mad when you show up with a casting net, try to make something happen.
Do you?
Boy, they don't care.
I mean, you
for
could
that.
do it, have a place that was sushi. What would it, hang on a second, I got to think this through. It would be a sushi restaurant that also did magic shows.
Okay, and what would that be called?
Now sashimi, now you don't.
I hated it, but it was good.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't like the road to get there.
I do love the sashimi.
Oh, chick, you forgot to clap.
No, I was playing this because I didn't want to clap.
Now sashimi. Now you don't. Ace, your thoughts?
I was just wondering if Joe Coy has fish.
Why did I ask you?
Different topic.
You're going to learn one of these days.
The comedian Joe Coy is who he's talking about.
From what I understand, Chelsea threw him back. Isn't that pretty funny?
Okay. When we come back, I think we're going to have Joey Molinaro as our guest. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Back home again, Indiana, and Jim Neighbors sang that forever and was beloved and did such a fabulous job. And that was a last-minute deal, like in 1972, 72 or 77 was the first year, and he was just there as a celebrity guest. And Tony Homan, it had to have been probably 72, and Tony Homan goes, "Oh my gosh, so-and-so was supposed to do this. Jim, will you do it?" And so there's photos of Neighbors standing up on a ladder with a microphone in one hand and a 3x5 card in the other with the words, singing Back Home Again, Indy, because he didn't know till race morning. And it went over so well, obviously, that for years, and what a gracious man. He was always a treat to talk with, and what a great tradition he was. It really just added to that place.
Hello there, it's Ed from Ed Septic and Sewage. I'm here at this poor SOB's house. He got quoted $20,000 for a new system. I'm doing that same system for him, $500. I know what you're thinking. Ed, how can you do it so cheap? Well, first of all, this machine, stolen. That saves me a ton of money. Secondly, I'm not licensed or bonded. That saves me tens of thousands of dollars a year. So if you need a cheap septic, call me, Ed Septic. When things get hectic, call Ed Septic at the number below. From Ed Septic.
Tuesday morning, TikTok challenging Montana's first-of-its-kind law that makes it illegal for people to use the social media app in the state. Monday's lawsuit, the second against the state since the ban adopted last week. The law effects would be more far-reaching than bans already in place in nearly half the states in the U.S. federal government that prohibit use of the app on government devices. Experts say it will be extremely difficult to enforce, if not impossible. Veteran Sherpa guide Kami Rita has scaled Mount Everest for the 28th time, beating his own record less than a week after setting it. Two guides have been competing with each other for the title of most climbs of the world's highest peak. Expedition organizer Seven Summits Treks says Kami Rita reached the 29,032-foot summit at 9:20 a.m. Tuesday. His latest climb comes a day after fellow Sherpa guide Pasang Dawa matched his record of 27 trips to the summit. The race for the title began with Pasang Dawa climbing the peak for the 26th time May 14th, equaling Kami Rita's previous record. Rita went on to the peak 3 days later for the 27th time and again the 28th time this morning. And that's a look at things you may have missed. I have not climbed Mount Everest even once. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Hi, this is Nick Griffin, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
She's a former exotic dancer and adult film star with a rack as big as the Grand Tetons. Now, she's a small claims court judge, and all her decisions are final. Catch the hot news show from Bob and Tom Television. She's sexy. She's stacked. She's Jugs Judy.
This court is now in session. And before we get started, let's take a moment to let our bailiff introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Bob Kavoyan. Jugs Judy, may I say that you look absolutely stunning today. You certainly are one gorgeous lady.
Why, thank you, Bob. You keep flirting like that, and my gavel won't be the only thing getting banged today. My, it's a little warm in here. Does anyone mind if I loosen my robe?
Your Honor, that's what I call Exhibit Double D.
Bob, meet me in my chambers after court. I'd love to go through your briefs. Oh, and bring your handcuffs.
Yes, ma'am.
Jugs Judy. It's a guilty pleasure. Available only on Bob and Tom Television.
This court is adjourned. Now let's all go to my place for margaritas and skinny dipping. Bob.
Catch Jugs Judy only on the Bob and Tom Television Network.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Jimmy Schubert is our guest.
But I prefer mobile food myself. I mean, I prefer food that's had to make it in the world just like I have. I mean, if I'm going to eat food, I prefer food that doesn't come from the ground. You know, because vegetables, you know, they suck the nutrients from the mud. Mm-hmm. Would you eat mud? No. No. Then why eat the middleman? You know, God made animals slow enough to catch. He obviously intended for us to eat them. Besides that, what's the fun in hunting a vegetable? Any moron can sneak up with a carrot. Some of that stuff's not even food. Celery, that's not food. That's like dental floss trapped inside of carbohydrates. I was reading about celery. You know, there's 4 calories in a stick of celery. 4. Takes your body 6 calories to process. Mm-hmm. A stalk of celery. You could kill yourself eating celery. That's not food. That's slow suicide. What happened?
Turn it up. Turn it up. Ball with the ball, the bang, digga, 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 said the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie, say cowboy with the top laid back in the sunshine shining, sipping on gin and juice. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it. Turn it up, Dusty.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 20.
Or the number to call.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Man, we're professional. Hi.
Shut up. There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
He's in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Doing Tom a favor on my phone.
There's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold.
For it.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with a special guest. Tom.
Thank you very much. He's Joey Molinaro. And it's right there. I can see
You really
got
to run up to it, don't you?
Nailed it, Tom.
Did he really? At Molinaro?
At Molinaro.
Rhymes with arrow.
I've heard a little bit on the way, a little Molinaro, which is fine. But it's kind of a tomato situation. So, I prefer Molinaro.
Okay, I was thinking of Eddie Marinaro.
But that's a different guy.
I know it's a different guy, but it's as close as I can come.
Are you an Italian fella?
A little bit. You know, my dad's Joe. My grandpa's Joe. My son's Frankie, you know, so it all just kind of works out.
That's cool. Frankie. Yeah. Oh, what a great name for a kid.
That's my dog's name.
What a crappy name. I almost cussed.
The human name for a dog. Love it. Always works.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the tattoo there on the left arm?
You know, this is funny because last year when I saw you in May, Tom, that was the first thing you said to me. We were at the media center.
I know, but I can't see it.
Hippie!
We were in the media center. He was across the way. I come up to him and said, "Hey, Tom, yeah, good to see you. I used to intern with you."
Is this the media center at the Indy 500 Speedway?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And first thing he says, he doesn't even address that. He just looks down and goes, "You have quite a few more tattoos than you had last time I saw you."
That's because we have a rule here, no intern tattoos.
There you go. You want me the whole rundown? Yes, this is Millennium Falcon, huge Star Wars fan right there.
Okay.
Got the Chicago Cubs Game 7 box score from the World Series.
That's very specific.
Yeah, it's all the Steelers Super Bowl titles right here down the left shaft.
Boy.
Yeah.
Are those Roman numerals? I can't see.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, went with the actual Roman numerals that you see in the Super Bowl logos.
So you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Cubs.
Correct.
And Star Wars.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I literally
you
wear my
judging
heart
him
on my
in your head
sleeve.
now?
No, in my head, I'm going, I know you do impressions. Do you do?
His favorite sports are football, baseball, and the Kessel Run. That's not
A lot of speed there.
Yeah.
Big fan of pod racing.
Yep.
I guess you could. I mean, I suppose you could do like, let's see, for the Cubs, I suppose you could do maybe Harry Carey. For the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Do Harry Carey. What, do you do voices?
A little bit.
Oh, cool.
Do you do Harry Carey?
That's gonna play, Tom.
Oh, hey, come on. Molinaro ain't no hack.
I think it's kind of dead, is what it is. Okay.
I respect all of those, but I choose not to, go on other people's turf there with that one.
Who's the most famous Pittsburgh Steeler, chick?
Gosh, I don't know. Mr. Steeler?
Wasn't Terry Bradshaw?
Roethlisberger?
Terry
Franco Harris?
Franco,
rest in peace. Me and Joe Green. Myron Cope, he's the radio broadcaster from back
Give us a little Myron Cope.
Myron Cope is very distinctive, and he probably will be able to do it. Yeah.
Well, it's just Yinzer. It's just straight Pittsburgh.
And Myron came up with a terrible towel.
That's
was his
correct,
deal.
Chick.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Because you could do that for us, and with the exception of Chick, we'd all think.
And maybe
That'd be
Godwin.
great.
No, I don't know it.
Oh.
See, I'm more of, to stick with football, like Chris Collinsworth is one that I enjoy doing a lot. He's always sliding into your screen every Sunday night, your best friend, like he just had 3 beers before he hopped in there. And just, we're going to have a good time tonight, aren't we? Tarico, you see, here's the thing about Sunday night footballs. I'm going to slide into your television. I'm going to be your best friend for 3 hours, and your wife's maybe going to want to do me. I'm gonna have a great time.
Collinsworth.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
He's a rascal.
He is.
Now, our guest is Joey Molinaro.
Nice.
What did you do with your face?
He works every muscle, doesn't he?
Stretching out there.
I got to get it
You
right.
look like you're going to throw up.
Because I just want to say Molinaro. I don't know why.
Oh.
Say it. That's fine. I don't care.
No, because
Say
that's not your
Molinaro.
name.
What if we get it wrong? Like what if I'm a barista? We have we got a.
Look at that. Who's this?
We got an Americano. We got an Americano for Joey Marinara. Mr. Marinara, are you here, sir?
What's amazing, though, is I have a pretty simple first name, right? Tough to mess up Joey. But I've gotten jelly on multiple times, I swear to God, at pizza shops and coffee shops.
Jelly?
Yeah. So every time, and the people think I'm just, they think I'm a jerk off because every time I'm like, Joey, Joey, and they look at me, they're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, but do you? Because I've got it messed up a lot.
Now, the topic for today is, do you sit when you pee?
Occasionally.
Really? What's the occasion?
What percentage?
I mean, sometimes you just want to, take a load off, right?
Yeah.
I got an 8-month-old at home. I got a wife. Sometimes you just want to sit in there and enjoy a little. Enjoy a little time.
Do a very difficult crossword puzzle. It's the Sunday puzzle. I'll be out in 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You got a kid?
I do.
How's that going?
It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. Actually, took him to Disney World a couple months ago.
How old?
He was 6 months at the time.
Oh, wow.
So
he can really enjoy it.
Yeah. Can't tell if I just love him a lot or hate myself a whole lot. So, that was an interesting time. Not so magical there when you're changing a diaper every hour and he's screaming and throwing up on you and everything. But I did enjoy watching the other families that were there, right? Because one that I noticed, you have 4 groups of families that you see at Disney World. Okay. My favorite is the third, and that is the middle-aged family. Oh, where you have, the 45-plus-year-old parents and then the teenage kids, and they're trying to save the family dynamic and their marriage in the same trip. You know what I mean? And they don't talk to each other ever. On the bus, they're fuming. They're pissed. They don't say a word. The kids are looking at their phone. They're walking behind their parents like Eeyore, when they're going from place to place. We walked past this one family, and it goes, and the wife was like, $500? $500? What are you doing $500 for? The dad turns around and goes, why do you have to effing ridicule everything I say? I said, those folks are having 2 Christmases coming up this year. It's one of those situations.
I've always said Disney made a big mistake by not having a special theme park just for teenagers that would pull them away because they don't want to ride on
They do. It's called Universal Studios.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Harry Potter world. Yeah. Go to Hogwarts.
You know what I'm saying? They need a place that has the really cool roller coasters, and they don't have to. Well, I guess they'll have to go, and it's a small world after all. Oh no, hurry! I want to get to the Hall of Presidents. My personal favorite.
I'm with you.
Largely because of the air conditioning. Now, we have a lot to get to here. We're hanging out with Joey Molinaro. Look at that.
Didn't even have to stretch the face.
Even when you get it right, you just can't let it alone. You gotta jump back.
Okay.
All right.
Now that's all coming up, and a little surprise for Joey.
Oh, what's that?
We have some. I think we could do it right now. Joey, I know that you are a professional comedian.
Oh.
And
sweet baby Jesus.
Quite an athlete. Clearly spent a lot of time at the gym, and anything to get away from that kid. And I'm sure you're aware that even the finest of athletes are still coached. For example, even at the peak of his career, Tiger Woods had a golf swing coach, of course. And that's why we have Ace Cosby here to help you with your delivery and the humor that you do. And here it is.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
As you all know, I've been studying fire hydrants.
Oh, yeah?
They're full of inside H2O. You know what's on the outside of fire hydrants?
What?
K9P.
See, check on the inside, you got your H2O.
Yeah. On the outside,
you got your K9P. That's a tasty one, Ace. You know what else is tasty? Omaha Steaks.
Oh, yeah.
Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code BTS. Hey, there's another one.
Yeah.
To get $30 off an unforgettable gift at checkout. It's guaranteed to make your dad's day. Omaha Steaks, because if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak. Joey, you're a dad, 8 months now? My gosh.
Yep. Crawling, doing the whole thing. Can't put him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he gets into things?
He goes everywhere.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's just revving it up, man.
Just wait. Right now, I want to tell you what Mr. McGee taught me a long time ago, and that is that Simply Safe is the way to go when it comes to home security.
Did somebody say Disney World? That's right. It's vacation season, and before you pack your bags, though, be sure to secure your home with Simply Safe Home Security. Enjoy greater peace of mind knowing your home is monitored around the clock by trained agents ready to defend your home against break-ins or fires or other threats. Top-rated Simply Safe app. You can stay connected from anywhere, anytime. You can arm or disarm your system remotely. Check your cameras to make sure everything is okay right there on the Simply Safe app on your smartphone. And Simply Safe ships to your door and is easy to set up yourself. Do it yourself in about 30 minutes. Or, yes, you can have Simply Safe's certified technicians install it for you. With financing through a firm, you can secure your home today and get peace of mind. Just pay installments over time that fit your budget. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafetom.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. That's simplysafetom.com. Remember, there's no safe like Simply Safe.
Thank you very much, Chick McGee. Did I say Chip McGee?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you very much,
Tom,
Chick Molinaro. We'll be back with his cousin Joey, comedian, right after this. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, this is Henry Phillips, and you're listening to Bob and Tom.
Okay. Well, we were talking about
that's wonderful.
You fly all over the place. You work a lot with the comedian Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
So and you guys are always flying, but you're famous on this show for your discussion of flying.
Wow. It was. I know a lot of comedians do the stuff about airline jokes about everything from flying, and so this was just my experience. Was that I started to notice some of the pilots. There were those who didn't say anything to you really. They would just say, "Hey, how you doing?" But then I had noticed the ones who love to talk and point out things and give you a little tour in the sky. And,
Sure.
And I always thought those were guys who were frustrated radio guys. They wanted to be on radio. There's your captain here in the cockpit, and they always sound so cool. So he always, first of all, he has to tell you he's in the cockpit. Like, where else is he going to be? Yeah, we know. We know. No, I'm in the can right now. Just wanted to say hi. So if you guys don't form a line while I'm in here, please. So he's in the cockpit. Okay. And then they always tell you how many feet we're going up. I never understood why they had to share that with all of us. You know, that's great. We're going up to 36,000 feet. You know what? I'm just a passenger. I'm not writing this stuff down. You know, what did he say? 36,000 or 33,000? Because I need to know. Do you? Yeah. Right. And I want to know what the gauge says because this is, I can't see it. I mean, I need to know. So, yeah, he's given us all this information. We really don't need, as passengers, you know, all I know is, you know, 36,000, 40,000. Just go high. That's all I really. Go above the trees and the mountains and clear that stuff. And I'm good.
Happy.
Yeah. Have a couple of drinks. And but then some of these guys I've noticed also will keep going. They're the ones who like to point out everything. You know, for those of you sitting on the left side of the plane, if you look out your window, there's a cloud shaped like a duck.
Wow.
What? Oh, good. I'm glad he woke me up for that because, you know, I mean, and of course, those people on the right side of the plane, they never get to see anything sometimes, right? They'll point out stuff, you know, if you're on the left side, you can see the Grand Canyon. And if you're on the right side, you can look at the people looking at the Grand Canyon on the left side of the plane.
Fascinating.
So I just noticed those guys. So I started taking notes about what they would say, and it was just unbelievable. And then the funniest, or I guess it's not funny, is when a plane goes down, of course, they would look for the flight recorder. And I was always like, and they always thought, I always wondered, like, what do they expect to hear on this thing? You know, I mean, the pilot's not cool enough to just explain what's happening, is he? Is he just going to, just hit a mountain? My fault. I was pointing out something to the people and clip the wing and
there you go.
Anyway, I know I sound cool right now, but I've just evacuated like you wouldn't believe. So I just want to apologize to everybody for spinning out of control. I just want to thank all our passengers for flying with us. We realized you had a choice in airlines, and well, you picked the wrong one because we're going right down.
We're going down.
We're going down. So, you know, you're not going to get that. No, you know, you're just
free drinks.
Right? Yeah, oh yeah, free drink. Don't, just hurry, free drink. The cart should be flying around. Just reach up and grab something. Man, I don't know. I figured I guess when they find the thing, all they really hear is, you know, one big, screaming, screaming curse, one big curse word all the way down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, if I was on the plane going down, my last word would be, you know, my wife would be going, she'd be saying, I love you, and I'd be going, sorry, honey, I'm going to have to curse with the pilot right now. I won't be saying I love you right now. But.
Jeff Rock Band.
So I looked at her right in the eyes, you know, very lovingly, and I said, baby, no. I wasn't asleep. Get the hell out of here, you big greasy freak.
Look at the door, hits you in the behind.
Comedian Greg Fitzsimmons has joined us in the studio. You're a New Yorker.
Yeah.
How's that going?
New York's good. Not bad. It's a strange place because no matter where you work or what you do, you come in contact with freaks. You know, I worked at a gas station for a couple of years, and the guy I worked with, strange man, former porno movie star from the 70s.
Really?
Yeah, he'd get confused every time he'd fill the tank. Halfway through, he'd pull it out and spray it all over the car. And, we lost a lot of good petrol.
Hey, fellas, this is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24.
That's what I do.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Yes, you helped. It's nice that you think that. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold. Chickster. There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Morning, buddy.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with a special guest. Tommy.
He is Joey Molinaro. And you can find his various impressions, et cetera, on Twitter, YouTube, Insta.
The TikTok.
Why do you say it?
What's your favorite? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, it changes, Josh.
Oh,
Really.
okay.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of the flavor of the week. You
Gotcha.
know? Sometimes I'm like enjoying doing one more than the other, but they're all fun.
All right.
And then you're doing voices, and it's all good. Like the one I've been doing is Patrick Mahomes recently.
Oh.
Is one. So, you're from that part of
Missouri, sure.
Yeah. You're from.
I like the Kansas City area.
Yeah. And so, you got to get Patrick Mahomes. He's right up here. Like, he talks really fast, and then he's got a little bit of the Kermit the Frog thing going on a little bit, but he's just really excited to be there playing. It's Bob and Tom show. You grow up listening to this Bob and Tom show. I'm not going to let my kids listen to it, probably, but, I think it's a really good time. I'm just really glad to be here.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Thank you, Patrick. I have a question.
What?
Go.
I just rattled his paper.
You didn't expect that, did you?
No.
I am confused.
We are taking questions.
I need your help on this.
I'm glad you admit you're confused.
I'm always confused. This is something that I know I should know, but I don't.
The words,
Washington.
you're doing
Careful.
good.
The words, I'm sorry, the words,
Nice
you were right,
job.
restraint.
Washington, D.C. is the nation's capital.
He says, this is from Brian. It's, good morning, almost summer of friends.
All right.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's Willie's
Was that
thing.
last summer or the summer before?
Every summer we try to do that. I don't think we've really done it yet.
We haven't done a lot of Summer of Pals events for the last
Summer
2
of Pals.
years.
I'm going to have a Summer of Pals cookout. You can come out.
I'd love to.
Thanks.
That sounds very nice.
It's just about hanging out with the pals. It's about some people were writing in and they were being negative about guys drinking White Claw and stuff. And it's like, dude, Summer of Pals, you're not worried what your friend's drinking. You're just worried that he's got a drink in his hand. All right? Summer of Pals, barbecues. We're going to Topgolf. We're going to mini golf. We're with our pals.
We're going to the Persian Gulf. We're going all in.
All right, we've got to be on the
All the
move.
golf.
So it's official. So it's the summer of pals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, I've got a bunch of that White Claw at my house now.
You do?
Yeah.
Ooh, what flavor?
Kelly was having a bunch of friends over, so I went to this gigantic liquor store, and I walked up to this guy, and I said, look, I have no idea what to get. So we toured around together with a cart. This guy works there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some stranger.
I hope he works there.
Bless
He
that.
worked there.
Yeah, bless that man's heart.
And so he got me I said,
Poor
what do you,
sad bastard.
he got me the right kind of mezcal and
cool.
What's it called? Tequila and vodka. But I had this guy help me get everything, and then he goes, and I said, this is going to be primarily ladies. And he goes, oh, well, they all love the White Claw. So I got 2 cases.
They all love the White Claw.
2 variety packs. And not a single one got cracked open.
Not Kelly's friends. They're not White Claw girls.
Maybe
No.
High Noon, right?
A High Noon's better,
What's
but
High
I mean,
Noon?
High Noon is a little bougier.
High Noon
than
is
White Claw.
daytime, 12 o'clock.
Verve champagne.
And High Noon.
Yeah, I would have gone with Veuve Clicquot, as in then you get champagne.
With
That would
boo what?
Veuve Clicquot.
I have no idea what any of this
Champagne.
stuff is.
I've seen her friends. I would have thought Pabst. Oh, boy. A couple of them could win a Belgian contest.
Hey.
Get them a keg of hams. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't know. So I guess
What did they drink? I'm anxious to hear. Do you know?
but apparently everything else was cracked open. But I don't know.
Why didn't you just go white wine? I feel like that always works for a
White wine or
gathering of
champagne.
ladies.
There was.
Why don't you go, hey, go buy your own booze? You know what you like. Kidding me?
Did you? Well, I'm sure you didn't hear this, but someone had to say, "Who's that guy?"
Who the hell's he? I wasn't allowed to be there.
I didn't know your uncle was in
Does she have a butler?
Is that your dad? What the hell's going on?
I wasn't even there.
I get it too. It's fine.
I look older than her dad. You've seen him. I'm sorry. Where were we? Oh, we're talking with our guest, Joey Molinaro. And Joey, by the way, has a ton of videos out there. And you just Google his name and everything else. It's Mulinaro.
I'd say better way is just to go, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Google will work, but
you'll find out the hard truth about you. If you Google them.
I thought we were talking about booze still. Hard truth. That could have been a better option.
I'm sorry. So we have to get another news story out of Chris. Have you missed anything?
May I, real quick? I have an email here, and it makes me feel better because I mentioned
that's
earlier.
what this show's all about, Josh.
Earlier on in the show, I said about every 2 or 3 months, and none of you have this. I have a dream where I am publicly defecating
Yeah, I've never
on a
had
toilet but it's in the middle of a classroom or a movie theater. Joey, do you have this dream at all?
Not publicly defecating. I still get the naked one.
Okay.
The naked one happens.
It's got to be similar.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you got caught.
I don't. Jason has written in. He says, "You're not alone. I have this same dream every couple months. It's nobody in the dream is freaked out that I'm doing that, but I feel so self-conscious. I'm with you, Jason." He says, "I wonder if it comes from being really self-aware. I'm a fellow genius, and maybe that has something to do with it."
Oh, go read it.
Maybe.
So, Jason, yeah, it might be a genius thing.
Huh. It's not because you got publicly caught
Crapping?
dumping.
Right.
And you have the aqua dump thing too. In the Josh Arnold origin story. There's a lot of dumps going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of poop in my
New Orleans dump is famous, right?
Yeah. So sad. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm not alone out there. Thank you.
I've never heard that dream. I've never heard of that either.
Yeah, no, it happens.
No one has a definitive a description of what dreams mean, though. There are all these dumb books about it. And
dumb books? Some very helpful.
It means you're flying because...
It's usually something along the lines of anxiety. Everybody always goes to, you got something big coming up. It's like,
Right. A lot of anxiety.
Okay, well, let's move on. Christy, what have you got?
This would cause you a lot of anxiety. A guy in Florida found an iguana in his toilet. Mr. John Riddle of Hollywood is quoted as saying, "I walked into my bathroom and found Godzilla in my toilet."
Well, that's stupid.
He didn't seem at all pleased and started splashing and hissing at me.
Hissing.
Yes. According to the mega agency, the 58-year-old removed the reptile with a net he used to clean his pool. Riddle quipped, rather, I guess I won't be leaving the door open for the dogs anymore. So he apparently left his house dogs.
Quite the quip there.
Quip.
Yeah, you really quipped it up.
Yeah.
Unripple quip.
That would be terrifying.
What did you say? Iguana, lizards or snakes with arms? You said
it's
that?
awful.
Yeah.
It's like snakes. They got little arms and legs on them. They're going to run around even better. I hate them.
Yeah.
I'm still having a Godwin singing up on Ripple Quip. She sends me if I give her lip. She mends me.
So this thing didn't crawl up the toilet.
No. He came in through the door.
He crapped it out.
Yeah.
Did I hear that wrong?
Maybe it came in through the bathroom window.
Beatles.
Okay.
Maybe he was swimming around the toilet, enjoying himself,
Oh,
taking a bath.
Josh, are you worried now that that's going to show up in your dreams?
Maybe.
The iguana, you
Oh my gosh, I'm crapping in public. Whoa, the lizard.
Here's a horrible story.
And wait a minute. And you have the aftermarket bidet.
Oh yeah.
Tried that for the first time recently.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was shocking. It was very unsettling at first, and the second or third time, it's like not bad.
Yeah, no, it
I get it now.
Sure.
Do you have to hold your legs like real tight together so it doesn't squirt out all over the bathroom?
Not at all. Not at all.
Like a lot of topics that what do you think's going on?
Properly calibrated.
You know how a bidet works, right?
It's squirting water up your bum.
Yeah, but it can't.
Kind of. But
It doesn't.
It's not going to spray out over the bowl.
So you have to set it like the guys that put those lawn sprinkler systems in?
Your irrigation system?
Not really. You have mine has a remote. Did you ever just have a remote?
Not the one I used, no.
Oh, I'm sure things will pick up for you.
I didn't have that high quality one. I need to get the 3.0 version.
Please tell me it has a password, please.
No, there's no password. That's an ass word. That's what
It
you call
has
it.
a remote and it moves up and down?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so I can. That seems to be for the ladies because you can
go forward or backward.
You can go.
Yeah.
Rear or front.
Does it make the squirter sound like those golf course sprinklers go?
Yeah, it goes.
That's exactly right.
I love those
That'd be so
sprinklers.
funny.
When you were a kid, those are the best ones because
Yes.
you're trying to gauge it. You shove your friend, and then they get the.
Yeah.
See, to be honest, my first time that I tried one, it wasn't when I was using it. I didn't know how they worked.
Yeah.
Like, I knew how they worked, but I didn't know what kind of range we were talking about with where the water was going. And so I leaned down and pressed the button, and then all of a sudden I got water coming at me. And so I walk out of the bathroom with my parents, and I got water on
kidding?
my shirt. Like, what the hell happened? I was like,
Wow.
I used the bidet. And they're like, how the hell did you get on your shirt? And I said, well, I was just interested to see how it worked. Now I know what kind of range we're dealing with.
Mine will not activate unless you're sitting on it. So it won't spray.
Now you said handheld. Do you sit down and you got it like this?
No. It just has it's on the seat, but the remote controls the temperature. It controls the.
Yeah, you really got it all going on.
Controls the end of civilization. My toilet has a remote.
I mean, again, somebody who defecates in their dreams having a bidet, that makes sense, right?
Sure,
it's all there.
Very fecally.
Is the bidet there in your dreams, or are you on a classic toilet?
Just a classic toilet.
Like
and it's usually
those chains or just a flight.
Not that classic.
Does it heat the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. The water temperature and the seat temperature. I can change that too.
Do you have to give it like 5 minutes when you? Is it like the shower where you go turn the shower on, you wait a couple minutes before the water's up to temperature?
No.
Oh, so it's like it's right away. It's hot water.
It's set. It's still on the setting. Yeah. It's very nice.
What temperature do you have it on?
Middle, I think. It's not like it doesn't say like 91 or whatever. It's just
98.2. I see.
It's best you don't give me numbers. Just tell me how.
Are you done with your bidet talk?
Yeah, no, I was fascinated by Josh's dream. What else have we got over there?
Riders on a roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland amusement park. Boy, they got a nasty shock when the ride collided with a bird.
Oh.
Hubert Sue told Toronto CTV News.
CTV News in Toronto, beyond the headlines.
Well, this is what happens when you ride Captain Sully's silly coaster.
No, he actually boarded the Leviathan roller coaster.
Leviathan.
Leviathan. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, yeah. Leviathan is a sea creature.
It spins, and the Leviathan, is that the one that spins around?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, the Leviathan roller coaster right after eating lunch and sat in the front row. Prime seat. At the peak of one of the coaster's loops, Sue said the coaster collided with a bird, which exploded on impact. He said, I looked down and saw blood on my hands and my face.
Remember when this happened to Fabio?
Feather on my hand, feathers on the girl next to me's shirt. A representative for Canada's Wonderland confirmed the incident, adding that no injuries were reported.
Fabio was actually injured.
Wasn't he hit in the face?
Blood, yeah, from a bird on a roller coaster.
So the bird is toast, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And now this from Haywood. We know how the show works.
Dude, the knives are out
so
today. I love
stupid.
Wait a second. The famous Randy Johnson bird pitch, was that in Toronto?
I keep forgetting where that was, but it was quite a while ago, like 2001, I think.
I think it was spring training, Tom, so probably down Arizona.
Oh, okay, I forgot. I was trying to. This is for some reason in Canada. It's kind of weird.
Well, they have amusement parks. They have birds.
But amusement parks are open in May? That seems...
Why not?
Seems a little early. A little freezing up there.
Well,
put on a hoodie.
Okay, just asking.
You think there's snow at the border, don't you? That's what you think.
Isn't there also a chance
Until
the
June
story
1st.
Tundra past Detroit.
Yeah. Airport officials are saying a passenger's been cited for hitting a Frontier Airlines attendant with an intercom phone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, what'd she do?
According to the statement from the airline and police, the flight was awaiting departure from Denver to Tampa when a female passenger...
Hey, Josh, they were going to Tampa.
Yeah, heading over there to the Bay, the Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers.
The female passenger became belligerent.
Yes.
Now I'm going to just do it on purpose. Became belligerent on board and was asked to deplane. As she was deplaning, the woman picked up an intercom phone and struck a flight attendant with
Shooter.
it. Passenger was cited for assault.
I'm tired of these airline. I'm serious. Have a firing squad at the airport.
Who are you mad at? The passenger? Or
Yeah, you don't hit the flight attendant.
Well,
these people they're always making trouble on planes. No, they're getting off too easy.
Hey, it was a Southwest flight. There's a chance he was using that thing to do a cute rap about buckling your seatbelt.
That's fine with me.
You flying Southwest? Yeah, it is the best, and you got your seat.
bomb! No, I just start yelling it so they take me off.
Considered quite the
dare
rapper.
you?
Well, we'll be flying to Lost Wages. I have a bomb. I don't want your cute little jokes.
They're having fun. They're doing a service. You know what I'm talking
Of course they are.
Oh, God. No, these people who get drunk on planes start hitting people. No. Where they're 10 years in hard labor. They're getting off way too easy.
Boy.
Hang them upside down for 3 hours on the tarmac in the sun.
Gosh.
You know what a real punishment for somebody who misbehaves on a plane would be? A longer flight.
Make them go back.
Oh, you
and
cause
forth.
trouble on a Southwest flight? Guess what you have to do tomorrow? Fly Southwest.
Baggage claim. Okay, all right. Joey, what is your favorite impression? I know you do a whole bunch of them. A lot of sports ones. You have
a lot of sports ones. Like I said, I already hit Collinsworth. I hit Mahomes. Mel Kiper's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that. Draft guy. Yeah, I feel like that's something you would be just totally fascinated by because, like, what is he doing the other 10 months out of the year? You know what I mean? When that's going down. Like, if he's at Lowe's, he's like, yeah, I think when you look at it, you got some plywood right now. You got to feel good about what you're going to bring to the table on the back deck there. A few red flags, a few concerns. Is what's going to happen when you get rain on that. Is it going to start to mold up? Is it going to start to curl up a little bit? A little bit of a problem there I look at, but overall, I do like it. It's going to be a good prospect. You're going to put it in my backyard.
Okay. All right.
Is that the guy with the real curly hair?
It's the guy that's got the widow's peak.
Yeah, he looks like Vampire. Yeah.
Okay.
From Muppets or
and he knows
Sesame Street.
He knows everything
Yeah.
about. He's incredibly well informed.
Now, Joey, don't you do Tony Romo?
See, my Romo is just not saying anything because he has a problem kind of getting the whole point across. You know, whenever Nance throws something to him and he's just like, Tony, what do we see there? And he's like, I don't know. Well, it's gonna. It's gonna be tough, Jim. You're like, $30 million a year for that, huh, Tony? There we go.
Jim.
Oh, Jim. I don't know, Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jim.
No, let's see. We got a couple things to get to here. Right now, this portion of the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's easy to get caught up in what's going on in the world today because it's so confusing. We all have kind of PTSD. Got to help yourself before you can help anybody else, and that's a good thing. And you want to find some balance in your life. And a new way to do that is to get hooked up with an online therapist courtesy of BetterHelp. You can be connected to a therapist, as I said, online for the entire journey. And by the way, you can do it speaking. You can do it with the camera on. You can do it just texting back and forth. But it's all about therapy. And BetterHelp can help you get hooked up. It's pretty simple. You fill out a questionnaire, a short questionnaire, and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. This is all about getting some balance in your life, and it's a good thing. Find out what I'm talking about by going to BetterHelp.com/BT Show. That'll knock 10% off your first month. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. Coming up, we've got a little bit of a history lesson for you, et cetera, et cetera. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today on our YouTube channel.
Obviously, Floyd's a legend. I mean, he was a rookie in 1957 or 58. 58, I think. He was a rookie. Four-time winner. Unbelievable fan. So I'm doing The King, and we're in Tony Bettenhausen Jr.'s garage doing Dick's Picks. And Bob, AJ, was in the garage with us. So we start doing a pair of kings because AJ was the king, and then the king, Elvis the king. So we're doing a pair of kings. And I go, AJ, I go, Meyer, let's take our shirts off and have a belly bucking contest right here in the garage. I said, then we'll lay on the floor and see whose belly button can hold the most gravy. Oh, thank you very much. I said, I want to help you, AJ, on race day. I'm going to be on your pit crew. When you come in, I'm just going to put my belly and flop it on the rear wing. Front end will come in the air. They'll change them tires. Off we go. And so we're doing all this, and people are dying. Well, then I talked to a crew member later, and AJ had the Bob and Tom Show on in the garage. About halfway to that, he just looked up and he goes, shut that shit off. And he was always a little cool to me after that.
Behind me is the infield of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm here to give you some of the fashion do's and don'ts of the biggest party at the race. talk footwear on race day. You want to wear something comfortable, something you can walk in, something not too expensive. My choice, the Nike Air Monarchs. They're in your garage, next to the lawnmower. Your dad wears them. Don't wear this. This is a Croc. I don't care if it's in sport mode. The holes do give you hilarious tan lines, but you don't want to get any trough juice on your little toesies. If you run into a man wearing these, run away. Any man wearing weatherproof boots at the track has a mind for destruction. He washed his face in the trough this morning. He's been drinking Mountain Dew and moonshine since 6 a.m. If you bump into him, give him a go Colts and keep it moving. What to wear on race day. In the morning, it'll be a little colder. This is my favorite piece of clothing that I own. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. No big deal. Any shirt with the name of an alcohol and the word racing is one of the coolest things you can wear here. This one's sort of a deep cut. Rolling Stone shirt. The concert took place at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Colt skier will do, but I say go the extra mile. This is a Colt shirt with a St. Elmo shrimp cocktail. I'm not a big fan of wearing sports jerseys for a team that is out of season. Colts aren't playing, and the Pacers also aren't playing. Quick rule for basketball jerseys at the race. You want to wear your Larry Bird Indiana State jersey? Don't. You want to wear your Reggie Miller jersey? Don't. Rick Smits? Don't. Paul George? Don't think about it. George Hill? Not at all. It's too expensive, too cool, and it's going to get covered in Busch Light. You want to wear a Lance Stevenson jersey. Any Pacer that was here less than 3 years. Maybe a Danny Granger jersey. If you're wearing a basketball jersey, pop it off around lap 50. I hear you. Willie, I have a gut. If you're embarrassed about being fat, move to France. This is America and you're allowed to have a gut. You're saying, Willie, I got pimples on my back. I got stretch marks. This time of the year, that's your stars and stripes, my friend. Pop it off and let that flag fly. This is the coolest thing you can wear at the race, an actual Indy 500 shirt. Bonus points if you have an armpit hole or some sort of fraying around the neck. There is one more acceptable shirt to wear to the race. This is what a race fan looks like. Garfield's creator, Jim Davis, is from Indiana. The most famous person from Indiana. Suck it, Greg Kinnear. On race day, you're going to want a nice hat. You can go with an official Indianapolis Motor Speedway hat, or you can go with a cooler Indianapolis 500 hat that I got on 16th Street from a guy selling tacos. Anything with the word Indy on it. I'd recommend a Colts hat or a Pacers hat. The coolest hat you can wear on race day, however, is a Late Night with David Letterman hat. Of course, owner of the Letterman Ray Hall team. I do not want to see a Jay's Garage hat. I don't want to see anything Team Coco. If you have a Daily Show hat and it's spelled D-A-L-Y like Connor Daly, that could fly.
Today's mind game, vague remarks about your failures at work. Hey, all right.
We got inspired last night by the halftime show watching Tom Petty's.
Oh, all right.
And so I figured we could do a lot better, probably going back. He respected that I used to be known as Donnie Cougars. So this is Donnie Cougars and the Pork Breakers. Uh-huh. Well, I won't come back down, 'cause I hate this town. Ain't got airbrush t-shirts like Gatlinburg does, so I won't come back down.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend, it's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Hi, this is Bobcat Goldthwait.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. Hey. There's Pat Godwin.
Hello, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chickster.
I forgot your name.
It's okay.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey, there's Willie Griswold.
Sometimes I want to call him Tim. I feel like he'd make a great Tim.
Me?
Like a Tim.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try Tim on for size today.
Interesting.
Table for one, Tim.
Chick McGee. Here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. With us in the studio, Joey Molinaro is here with us, and you'll find him on TikTok, YouTube, Insta, etc., etc., etc.
And I think you'll find him very handsome.
You think so?
Sure. Good-looking guy.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Yeah. You have a hot wife?
Yeah, she's a Purdue cheerleader. Boom.
Oh,
nice,
look at that.
Nice.
Feel pretty good about that. I get called like Joey Fat Cheeks on Twitter, though.
Joey Fat Cheeks?
Yeah. And like at first I was kind of upset about it, but then I was like, that's just like my Goodfellas nickname, you know? Like if I was in that scene, there's just like, you got Joey Fat Cheeks. And then I took it as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Right, it is.
So I turned it into a positive.
I like that.
Your cheeks aren't fat. You look like, I mean, you've got a... You
have a square
It's very
face.
sculpted.
Square head.
Square
Yes.
face,
lot of
yes.
flesh.
How could anyone perceive that as a compliment?
Here's what I was trying to come up with something. Yeah, but your forehead though, or something.
Yeah.
Silly.
Right.
You can't beat him.
No.
Just stuff that falls out of his mouth. A lot of flesh over there on Joey.
Because he's clean shaven, is what I meant.
Yeah.
In other words, as opposed to if you had a big beard, you'd be a lot of hair.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So it's mostly flesh, not. Okay. Now I'm getting it.
You don't have sideburns or anything. You've just got flesh.
I'm surprised you haven't made him take his hat off to see if he has hair.
We can
sure
do
he
it.
does.
Yeah.
I've seen him with his hat off before. Look
Oh,
at
there you
that.
go. Yeah.
It's like
A good head of hair.
Good head of hair. But I am to the age
Ace has
though.
this hidden head of. It's like this gigantic
All
bush.
right, everyone's seen Ace's hair. Okay. Everybody knows it. Everybody's seen it.
It's enviable.
It's very nice. Ace cuts it himself, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My wife does. She cuts her own hair too.
She does?
Yeah. She gave herself bangs. Real proud of her. Good job.
Wow.
It's good stuff. I am to the age though when it comes to the Joey Fat Cheeks thing though. Like I grew up, I grew up with, went to Catholic school, so I have a lot of friends that I've known for a long time. Knew their grandparents back in the day, right?
Oh,
but I haven't seen them in 14, 15 years. So literally a couple months ago, I'm at my buddy's engagement party. And his grandma comes up to me. She's like, "Who remind me again?" I said, "Joey, you remember me?" And she goes, "Oh my gosh, you've gained weight." I said, "You've gotten a lot older. This is great." No, it really happened. And she goes, I was like, I haven't seen you in 15 years. I would hope that I gained more weight from the time that I was 14 years old. But that's happened to me now. So I'm a little self-conscious about the flesh.
No, I was just saying you don't have a beard is what I meant to say. I should have worded that a bit differently. Now, real quick, you have the left arm elbow down tats.
Here we go.
Right arm anything?
Just one for my cat. Remy.
Oh, a cat tap. A cat too, if you will.
Are you thinking in terms of filling it up? You got a little blank space there?
Yeah, I got full canvas here. Full canvas here,
Okay.
Tom. So
But
I got a kid
you're
now.
in the back of your mind. Do you have a tattoo in mind?
Couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they secret, apparently?
They're not secret, but, then people, it's almost like a kid's name. It's like you tell people your kid's name, what you're going to name them. In the back of their head, there's a lot of judgment, you know? You tell someone
there's plenty of judgment.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you say.
You know plenty, right?
Okay,
I mean, so it's just the tattoo.
We'll keep it a secret in the meantime.
Time now for Today in History, May 23. Here's our historian, Tom Griswold.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
1785, Benjamin Franklin announces the invention of bifocals.
How about that?
Whoa.
If you invented them now, he wouldn't call them that.
I wonder why, if he had that idea.
I identify as a long distance.
Why didn't
bifocals are a choice?
No, I get it.
Why didn't
It's
he
like how some people
lay those out when he was president? I don't understand.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Some people drink too much. They get, like that beer goggles, they
Right.
call it. I drink too much, open to both genders, and those are my bifocals. I put them
There
on.
you go. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
I had my.
Oh, bad day for Bonnie and Clyde.
Is this the day they were blown away?
Side of the road, yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana.
Well, if the movie is if there's any truth to that, they were really shot.
Yeah. Yeah. They wanted to make sure.
Yeah, yes.
There they go.
Sent a message.
Do you remember Bonnie's last name, Christy?
Clyde.
Yes.
She married Clyde.
Now, what are the odds of Bonnie and Clyde? It was Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Clyde. Isn't that
Clyde.
weird?
Bonnie Parker.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was Bonnie and Clyde.
1980, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is released. And am I correct in saying that's not your favorite of the Kubrick movies?
Oh, it is not my favorite Kubrick movie, but I do like it a lot. Yeah, sure.
I don't care what you hear me doing, Wendy. Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Is it true that Nicholson ad-libbed that?
The Here's Johnny.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I don't know why he left it in the movie.
I agree.
It's always
it
irritated the hell out of me.
I'm with you. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
It's corny.
Okay. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom released in 1984.
Harrison Ford back, baby.
I'm going. I like them all.
I gotta see
even
that
the bad
too.
ones I like.
Is that one out yet?
Yeah, it came out last Friday. It's #1 at the box office, and I believe
Harrison Ford and Spot the Stuntman. Is that the latest?
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? What came out?
the Harrison Ford film.
The new Indiana
Jones.
It's not
came
out
out in
June.
June.
It comes out June 30th.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it came out last
No,
week.
that was Cannes. It was in France.
Oh.
See, Christy's on French time.
Yeah, she's still on France time.
That's the thing.
Your mind's always in France.
It is.
We got to think of a funny title for that since Mr. Ford is somewhat old.
They address it in the film that he's older too. They're not going to try to pass him off.
I've been watching him in.
Okay, this is going nowhere.
Oh, you're the person.
Time now for things we learned today on the Bob and Tom Show. Well, Willie lined it up for us. The LDE, Little Dick Energy. I guess that's a thing. I was not aware of it. Pierre Hardin stopped by.
Yes, I did.
You sleep? What do you do? You sleep?
I sleep on your couch. I eat your cheese. I kiss your wife.
Oh,
Pierre, you know I do.
Tom claims he's never sent a dick pic. I don't know about it. How's your Willie? Have you sent a dick pic?
Yeah, I mean, to consenting people. Sure.
Oh, there you go, Tom. How about that's your son?
$20 to send your father one right now. Let me go to my secret file
and write this caption. Remember when you used to get peed on by this? When you changed me? Write that down. More dog poop from Tom today. What do you do with the bags of dog poop after walks? LeBron James and the Lakers lost to the Nuggets last night. LeBron has a lot to... Oh, yeah. Where'd it go? LeBron does have a lot to think about. A lot to think about.
I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot to think about.
A lot to think. He's got a lot to think about.
Let me think about that allegiance to China you have. Give that a second thought.
Okay, very good.
That's a big bag you're talking about there.
Final stretch here.
And, Josh had a dream. He has a recurring dream that he's crapping in public.
Yep, every 2 to 3 months. Nobody else is too freaked out about it, but I'm real self-conscious.
Where does this say Tom jumps in with a random fact?
I think on these many blue signs around the studio.
He can't even let you have one segment.
Why do blind people and blonde people climb Mount Everest?
I don't know why.
Because the dogs kept dying. That's from Josh. That was from Josh.
There are jokes in there somewhere.
Let's see. Jeep Grand Cherokee, best radio ever, says Tom.
Great radio.
And that's it.
Nothing.
I heard a whisper.
I thought you were going to jump in with another fact, or I would have gone ahead.
I don't have the same dream that Josh does.
What do you dream about?
I dream that Josh comes to my dream and craps all over the show.
And that dream has been coming true for 7 years.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.